The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Welcome back to another episode of BillsAholic Pod, man. That never fails to get me smiling, that little intro right there. You know what else doesn't fail to get me smiling? Two things. A big Bills victory on Thursday Night Football against the Buccaneers. And we got a guy at the table today. We got John Ferretti here at the table. You know, he's a big fan of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure McKenna's watching the podcast.
Consistent listener.
I was going to say, he's in the comments. He's texting me while we're doing the podcast. We had to bring him on the podcast, man. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is sweet.
So we'll jump right into that Thursday game. Travis is gonna get on my ass here in a second about me being Hollywood, but before we do that, let's focus on something kind of cool. You got to go to the Thursday game. You went with Casey McKenna.
Yep.
How was that, man? How was that?
That was great. We had a pretty lively section. It was McKenna's first game, which she loved it. Every second of it.
Oh yeah.
We were with section 121, 14 rows up, almost right there for Dalton Kincaid's first tutty. That'd have been sick. But
of course they gave.
She loved it. It was a blast. We had like I said, our section was popping. We had two Bucs fans in front of us, so it was good.
How'd that go? How'd that go for those Bucs fans? Was it were they did they get the rough end of the stick, or they were on you guys?
They were on us, man. Yeah, we had a guy behind us. His name was Ed, man, from Bronx, New York. He was cool, man.
New York.
But it was a time. They when Chris Godwin caught that touchdown, turned
was
around.
On your ass.
I'm like, come on now, scoreboard.
Right. I'm sure Travis here in a second's gonna let the people know why he's gonna be on my ass. But it was a good game to go to. Obviously, we didn't really want it to go down to the wire like it did. I thought really the Bills' offense took. I know the Broncos. I know the Buccaneers' defense isn't the best defense in the league, but I'll say I feel like they took a pretty substantial step towards hopefully something that we'll see building here in the future. Travis, just let them know, man. Just let them know. Let's just
Real quick, though, I got a question for McKenna. Did she switch? I know she had Dawson Knox as her favorite player. Did she switch tight ends after his touchdown?
She's a Knox lover, man.
Still Team Knox.
Still
not
Team
Team
Knox.
Kincaid yet. Does
She
know he's tight end yet? Tight end one.
It's tight end one.
That's tight end one.
She'll get there. She'll get there.
Tight end one.
We have to get McKenna a jersey.
Yep.
There we go. It's kind of funny. Olivia, that was Olivia's favorite player was Dawson Knox for like the last couple of years. I bought her a Knox jersey 2 seasons ago, and she jumped ship. She's a Dalton Kincaid guy. She told me that she thinks Dalton Kincaid's a little cuter than Dawson Knox. So she's
a little younger, a little cuter.
She's Team Dalton Kincaid.
Better hands.
We're working on McKenna being team better hands. Probably a better route runner. Maybe not a better blocker.
He'll get there.
We're working on the blocking. But we're also working on getting McKenna to realize that it's Team Dalton.
She's gonna switch, man.
She actually just sent me a text.
Did she?
So we'll see. She says Daddy Knox. So that's gonna be. It's a tough.
No.
She sent me another text. Yeah, she's not. She says she's not swaying away. So we'll work on it.
We'll get there.
We'll work on it.
We'll get there with her.
But yeah, so that doesn't seem too promising. But let them know, Travis.
Let's go.
Why are we on my ass? Why are we on my ass?
Christmas Hollywood on Sunday.
Thursday.
Sorry. He got to sit in a suite.
Mm-hmm.
How was your experience?
So, I will say being able to eat food was awesome. Like having the food. I'm not 21 yet, so I was just putting back some Pepsis. Had to stay PG-13, just putting back some Pepsis. Had about 3 of those. There were cans. I want to make that clear. They were the little cans. I want to make that clear. I can't put back the 20 ounces like that. The little mini guys. I had about 3 of those.
Had a six-pack.
But I realized in my head, had I drank 3 of these out in general population with everybody else, it would have cost me probably like $30, and these were free, so that was pretty badass. Other than that, got to sit in the box with some of my coworkers that I really enjoy, and the view though was a little tough. There was like a little pole that I had to kind of, break my neck to see around it sometimes, but
you got the
Tequila Spikes treatment. It was a good vibe. We got the Tequila Spikes treatment. It was a good vibe though, man. I enjoyed. I enjoyed the people I was with, and it was a decent experience for sure.
What kind of food was over there?
So we had these sliders that they were like these chicken sliders. I don't know. I honestly don't really know what they were, but the lady that bought the box for Northtown was just putting food on my plate nonstop. Between that and mac and cheese, and
we know you ate it all.
yeah, we know I ate
we
it all.
know.
Yeah, big boy ate it all. He put it all down. Didn't leave any scraps. Couldn't, because I was a guest. I had to do what I do best, and that's eat. And I did my thing. But then we had that. She ordered pizza at one point. I didn't have any of the pizza. I'm pizzaed out.
Where they have Lenovo
It was
at the
Lenovo.
stadium?
Yeah, Lenovo. I'm pizzaed out, dude. I'm 100% pizzaed out because we get pizza every Saturday at work. I'm tapped on that for a little bit, but I had those sliders and that macaroni and cheese, and that was a good experience.
Well, I didn't have the treatment like Chris did, but I had a little special treatment. I don't think I told you about this, did I? The little chicken finger treatment.
Oh, some chicken finger treatment.
So chicken fingers and fries. So I go up at halftime. I get a 3-piece chicken finger and a water. The guy's like, I pay for it. He's like, here, man. Here's a 8-piece for the price of 3. I was like, okay. He's like, that's all we have. We have a ton of 8-piece chicken tender boxes. We don't have any 3s. Just take an 8-piece for cost of 3. Shout out to the Bills employees.
Nice,
I mean,
dude.
that's badass.
So 8 chicken tenders and some waffle fries and a water
for what, the price of
like $14.
$14. He gets those 8 fingers, and
That's like $25.
I was about to say he pays the price of 8 fingers. You're taking out a personal loan for that, dude. Taking out a personal loan.
I felt a little bit special. I got back to the seat. I said, Dylan, 8-piece for the price of 3.
Dylan, he didn't go up there with you?
No.
He would have loved that deal too,
He
bro.
would- I
Are you
offered
kidding me? He
some.
would've
I
loved
offered
that
him
deal.
some chicken fingers. He got some.
What a deal, man. That's a pretty
That's
banging
legit,
deal.
man.
So it sounds like we all had some decent experiences. Don't leave out the fact that I left the box in the fourth quarter and came out to sit with you guys and went back to my normal spot, because I did. We watched the end of the game together. In fact, got a pretty cool clip that we'll show you guys here of Ryan Fitzpatrick unbuttoning his shirt.
Oh, you teasing me? Oh, you teasing me? You teasing me? Yeah, they were loving it. They were loving it.
What a little video there. We wanted to stay after the game and go to the Thursday night football set.
We got a little
So,
cocky.
We did get a little cocky. We left our seats with probably
6 minutes left.
6 minutes left. What, it was a 2-possession game. We moved over to where the Thursday night football set was going to be, stayed at the top of the section, and watched the Buccaneers almost come back. And
We were
win.
standing in the tunnel for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was
Like, when is
brutal.
this game going to be over?
That was brutal. You didn't see the Hail Mary, did you? Like you.
I
it was
barely.
tough.
I got the Chris treatment like he was in the box.
Ah,
I had to go
there
like
we go.
this.
There we go. Yeah, yeah. I watched that. and I
Meanwhile,
was
we were
like,
getting yelled at against the dude that was in the box next to us. He was pounding on the
oh
table,
yeah, because we were
pounding the glass
we were
like.
blocking his view.
Yeah, we were blocking his view.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. What we left the stadium almost at like 11:45. Game ended well before that,
We didn't get
and
we didn't get on the road until like 2:00.
yeah, we stayed after and really just we were shooting the shit, and
There was no point in getting on the road.
yeah, because when we were walking back, I don't know how long did
No
it take
point,
you guys?
man.
How long did it take you guys to
So
get home?
I unfortunately got stuck taking Abbott, which I didn't want to do. We were probably in standstill for a good 45 minutes. But we only parked there because kind of sister wanted to see her,
Yeah.
partied up with her a little bit. I did get stuck taking Abbott, so would never recommend doing that.
I was gonna say we parked over on California Road at my brother's job site, and
Yeah, before you act in Hollywood, let's talk about the ride we got up there.
Uh-oh.
so we were kind of nervous because we were getting up there late. So as you know, we with that whole throughway thing got up there kind of late, and we were getting nervous about maybe not making it up there in time for the game. And we pulled in. Kickoff was probably 30, 35 minutes away from when we pulled up, and they're just hanging around. And all of a sudden, my brother's friend goes, oh, don't worry, guys. We don't even have to walk up there. I bought us a limousine to go up there. So we took a limo probably 5 minutes up to the stadium. And
We avoided all the traffic.
Avoided
we
the
got in the bus
traffic.
lane.
yeah, that you want to talk about bougie and being Hollywood.
Man.
That's about the most
Whole
Hollywood
game.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. You got
That
the whole
was-
experience.
That was crazy.
It's
That was
funny because on the way up to the stadium, we were like, Chris, we got to get you to stop driving to one of these games. We just got to all pitch in to a party bus or a limousine. And not even 15 minutes later, what we just manifested became true.
It happened.
That
It
was-
happened.
And
That
you
was
didn't pitch in.
and no, no. It was free out of my pocket. Whoever I think my brother's buddy ended up paying for that. That was pretty sweet. Just to be able to skip all the traffic, one, and then also the walking
It was a long way back to the back where
it was,
we were
it
at.
was a
It was a
long way
long walk.
back. Traffic was at a complete standstill. We stayed back, talked.
Mhm.
I mean, we just bullshitted for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then by the time we left my brother's site, it was dead.
It was dead.
It's weird. It's weird. You know what it's like up there. It's like
Oh, yeah.
a party atmosphere. You know, there's thousands and thousands of people, a bunch of cars everywhere, and
Mhm.
you know, drunk. Just you know how it is, bro.
Oh,
So-
me and my mom, we were at EJ Manuel's first home win
Against the Panthers.
against the Panthers,
Stevie
man.
Johnson,
And
man.
we stayed. We were on the wall, end zone, grabbed some high fives, handshakes, all that, some signatures. It was a 1 o'clock game. We didn't leave until 6:30, and it is a ghost town.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
It is so weird.
Isn't it
Yeah,
weird,
it's a ghost
dude?
town.
That's what I was thinking when we were pulling away. I was like, God, 2 hours, two and a half, 3 hours ago when we were walking back, like
Mhm.
you couldn't even cross the road because of the traffic.
You could have heard a pin drop.
And then leaving, dude, yeah, you could drop a pin and hear it from like a mile away. It was crazy. It's such a weird dead zone after a couple hours. But no, but I mean,
It was a good
it
experience.
was a
all
great
around.
experience. But like I said, I thought the Bills' offense really performed well. I mean, everybody got involved as far as offensive weapons.
Talk about my guy Khalil Shakir,
Khalil
baby.
Shakir, what did he have? 6 receptions for 92 yards. He looked solid. Obviously, Dalton Kincaid again, 2 weeks in a row. We're seeing
The rook gets in for
we're
6.
seeing the rookie start to break out with his first career touchdown this past week. He obviously looked good the week before in New England. And then really he just spread the love around. Josh really got the ball out to all of our weapons. And that's going to be one of my keys to victory against the Bengals is they got to continue that. But I
And
will say
did we also speak into existence? Josh was being Josh.
I'd say
Do you think
that-
he was left? You think he was left off the leash?
Oh, he
let
was-
off the leash?
He was off the leash, dude. I mean, his touchdown run. I mean, I think he's finally playing a little bit more free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd agree.
You gotta.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard what Josh said after that after the game about that touchdown. I think the play before he kind of took a shot and like he was feeling it in the shoulder, and then I'm pretty sure he was like, "Oh God!" When I took off and ran, the one thing I was saying was like, "Oh, please don't get hit! Please don't get hit!" It's like I will say it's on one of my bullet points, and I'll just bring it up. I think that shoulder, like I don't obviously Josh is gonna play, like he's already said that. He said had he had to practice today, he would have practiced today. But I think there's more to that shoulder than what the media is really knows or
so.
what Josh is letting on. That shoulder seems to be kind of it seems to bother him a little bit. Like it has to be bothering him a little
Seems
bit.
like a lingering thing.
Yeah.
Once the season's over with and it's the off season, we'll hear about Josh probably having surgery on it.
Something. I mean, it's obviously we can only speculate right now, but it just seems like week in and week out the last couple of weeks, like every time he gets hit, you're seeing him grab it, you're seeing him move the shoulder
See
around.
him go in the tent.
I would say going into the tent,
He did go in the
he's-
tent on Thursday.
I missed that.
He
I
did.
didn't see
He
that.
ran in. We saw Kyle Allen warm up. I'm like, oh God. And then he comes sprinting out. And I'm like, thank God.
Dude, I really don't know what could keep Josh Allen out of a game. Like the guy,
Gonna have to kill him.
the guy's just a warrior. The only time that I can think of is when he sprained his, I think his UCL a couple years ago or whatever against the Texans. He got pinned like in between, like I think it was like Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt or something when he went to go throw the ball, and that was nasty. I mean that. And then he didn't leave the game after that throw. Like it was the next play he went to go throw the ball and realized he can't throw the ball.
Yep.
And then he left the game. And then we didn't see him for a couple of weeks after that. So that's the only time that like really something's kept him from.
He's a tough
playing.
warrior, man.
He's
And the
a
thing I
tough-
really love about Josh is he doesn't sit there and, yeah, well, my shoulder's this. Like, I hate to say it, but Mahomes, oh, I'm sick. Come
Right,
on,
I
man.
gave you the whole earful
Come
the whole
on,
entire
man.
Sunday, dude. The whole entire Sunday, I
Come
hyped
on.
that up. Hyped it up.
Josh comes out, he balls,
Does his thing.
does his thing.
Does his thing.
That's the type of dude you
let
want at
Josh be
quarterback.
Josh.
Yeah.
Leading your
kidding.
team.
That might have been the best draft pick for the Bills, only because he just feels like he's exactly what Buffalo is. Like,
Lives, breathes, and eats Buffalo football.
yeah, and then it's just, I mean, dude, it's like everybody talks about like it being a blue-collared city. You know, you bust your balls for shit. Josh is like that at the quarterback position, dude. Like, he is. That's exactly what Josh Allen is. So, I love Josh, man. But like I said, I feel like there's some lingering problems there with the shoulder that we'll hear
definitely
about at some
agree.
point. Other than that, I mean, God, the defense. I mean, for what it's worth, they looked. I'm not gonna say terrible.
Real quick,
Bedford-
though, Gabe Davis, man.
There's a-
Finally not running 17 yards downfield.
There's a bullet point I wanted to hit. Thank
Come
you.
on, man.
This is the first game we're seeing him run a quick slant,
Yeah.
run an out route, running a screen pass.
I like this.
They're finally letting him open up his route tree, and it's showing just more.
This is
that
what
he
we're
can
banging
do.
the table for.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, we're over here trashing Gabe Davis every week, and sometimes it's not fair to. But this shows us the exact reason why it wasn't fair to.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about his hands. It's like, I mean, man, when you're throwing the ball 25 yards downfield, nobody has a great.
He's the most targeted wide receiver in the NFL
Yeah, I mean,
past 20 yards. And he made sure to say that before the season started.
he did.
He
He
did.
did it.
He
You
made sure-
watched his
Training camp.
press conference.
Yeah.
Training camp. Yep.
He was a little bit salty about the things going around.
Oh, he was 100%. Because it's like you listen to Bill's
He made sure he
media,
was heard.
and they trash him so much. Like, oh yeah, well, I mean, 5th year, let's get rid of him. This, that. I mean, you know, he's gonna command money if he plays the rest of the season like he's doing right now.
Right. And I mean, these guys that stepped up, like, so it just felt nice because it felt like, you know, the last couple of weeks, dude, we've just been force feeding Stephon Diggs the ball. Not that that's a terrible thing. I get it. You said it before. Like, he's our
Just
best
lay off a little
playmaker.
bit.
He should demand the football, but at the same time, like when you have guys like Khalil Shakir stepping up, Dalton Kincaid, Gabe Davis looking much different than he has this whole entire year, expanding that route tree. It's refreshing to see other people get a chance to get the football and make plays with the football. And some guys stepped up big this past week
Yeah,
that
he
have
did.
another huge opportunity to make a big difference this week. And I cannot wait to break down the Bills-Bengals game, man. There's so much that I've been
It's gonna be a
the
great
whole
game.
entire day just been going through like Pro Football Focus and getting stats and like just, dude, I'm so amped. I'm so excited for this, but I'm gonna save that for later. Save that for later. But no, I mean, it's just a good week. Just a good week of football. The vibes are definitely they were rocking at Orchard Park. Andre Reed really did his thing.
He killed
did
it, man.
his
I
thing.
think that might be the best one so far.
I'm completely disappointed that I didn't get to see it.
That one was good. Dude, he even
I'm
waited for
heartbroken.
the crowd to calm down and then got it going again. He killed that.
It was better than Drew Bledsoe's.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Oh,
Big
oh,
time.
God,
big
yeah.
time.
I didn't even have to be in the stadium to
What
hear
did
that
Drew
one.
say? He said,
He was like, dude, he when he did the shout song, he completely butchered. Like completely
"It was terrible."
butchered.
I seen the video.
Yeah, it was like-
Twitter. I'm like, oh no.
And then he kind of laughed about it, and I'm sitting there with
And he kept going.
I'm sitting there with Olivia, and I'm like, oh my God. Because I tell her all the time, like I get so amped up when I'm walking to the stadium. As soon as I hear that national anthem, first off, every time I hear the national anthem, I'm 90% there's a tear going down my eye for some reason. It gets me going every time. And then the Bills know it, dude. Right after that, they pull the legend of the game on the field. They get us going, and then I get so bought in right there. Like
And then
I
this
could run
week-
through a fucking
This
wall.
last week, man, Josh Norman, big hit on the kickoff. I mean,
Was that the opening kickoff?
it was.
That's
man.
badass.
Yeah.
It was.
See,
My section's like, who is 29?
You're like,
and I
Norman.
go, that's Josh Norman.
Even the guys on the broadcast were like, what? That was Josh Norman.
Yeah.
the 35-year-old cornerback making his
Making
second stint with
plays
the
on
Bills.
special teams.
Yeah, I will say because that was in the end zone by you guys, right? So
Yeah,
that would have
yep.
been in the end zone for us too. And
Big hit.
I will say it's experiences like that I wish I'd have been in my seats. Just
You'd have
'cause
been right there.
I know because
Yeah.
I know like right after they hit somebody in the end zone on the kickoff, they run and they get the crowd into
Mhm.
it. And dude, I'm there for that every single time.
Mhm.
I'm there for that. But no, I mean, great atmosphere, big win, and gosh, a much needed win. A much needed win. Or this
Yeah.
podcast, having you on this podcast would not have been as
Oh, man.
as nice of an experience as it's been so far. So, 5-3, things are looking up, and yeah. You got anything you want to add about the Bills-Bucks game?
I just want to add one more thing, a little fun thing. Did you guys hear the Taylor Swift audible?
Oh,
Was it Taylor Swift? Was it J.R. Smith?
I heard J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith.
I
It was
heard
J.R.
Henny
And I
Smith.
think Josh confirmed
Henny
that.
Smith.
Henny.
I think Josh
Yeah.
confirmed the
We-
J.R.
we,
Smith.
We heard J.R. Smith. We heard LeBron James. There's two more, right? What was the other two?
I just heard about those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard, was it J.R. or Taylor?
I heard
J.R.
LeBron James like, oh, well, let's see what they're going to pull off here. Okay, Ken Dorsey.
Hey, man.
Yeah, that was the audibles are sick.
They are. You got.
We're gonna see D Rose and D Wade soon too.
Oh,
Mhm.
man.
It looks like he's going right down LeBron's teammates. Kyrie Irving,
J.R. Smith,
J.R. Smith.
a baller.
What do you guys think about the Hail Mary pass? I don't know if you guys really touched on that.
No, we didn't really get into it. But the fact,
this.
so he was like that, but I had a nice view for the first time of the night. I had a good view, man, and
I didn't see.
I didn't know how close it really was.
I didn't know how
didn't
close it
know
was
really.
either until I saw it on Instagram.
On TV, at least, I seen Baker chuck it up. I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's probably going to get batted or whatever. Then I seen the ball, like, Chris Godwin was literally
Had
right
he
there.
turned around
Evans
the
was
other
right
way.
there.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
He was right there.
Even Micah was in the area, too, but he didn't. I don't think he's seen it either. Or he
I
was
don't
in
think
the middle
anybody's
falling.
seen where the ball actually went.
Unbelievable. You never see the ball hit the ground, ever.
Just clean like that.
Yeah.
Like just clean where it doesn't get hit by anybody. Blows my mind.
There's a couple inches between the ball and players.
Well,
It looked like it was poison at
Oh.
first.
Refs could have definitely thrown a flag on damn near every
Yeah,
play.
yeah. Yeah.
And then I think it's just tough because like
That's
in a
every
Hail Mary situation, it's
Yeah.
like okay,
Yeah.
well, if I throw defensive pass interference, I could have very well also thrown offensive pass interference. So it's like we're just not going to call it. at
It's
all.
one of those plays where whatever happens happens.
Happens. Like if Chris Godwin catches the ball, there's no penalty on that either. And
No.
if
Yeah,
like he didn't catch it, there's no penalty. So,
Yeah.
That was close.
Hell of a throw, though.
that was a hell of a throw.
It was
Baker,
on point.
I'll give Baker credit where credit's due. There was a lot of times where the Bills got some pressure and he slipped out and then
He played a
made
nice game.
something of it. And then there was times where the Bills legitimately had Von Miller towards the end of the game had almost his first sack. And
Leonard
while,
Floyd almost got his seventh.
I would say while Baker was going down when Von had him by the ankles, he threw the ball and I was like, dude, are you kidding me?
It was
Like,
completed too.
This guy just nobody can bring him down. And of course, Jordan Phillips goes and brings him down and takes him by his face mask and
Yeah,
face mask.
that was a tough penalty to swallow.
that
there.
was tough.
Baker played a good game.
He did, which
Ba-
is nerve wracking for this defense.
This is I'm gonna say this, and this might be a Buccaneers hot take. I think Baker Mayfield is just like a younger Tyrod Taylor, where he's just a solid game manager. I don't think Baker Mayfield's gonna win.
He's got a little
football
reckless
games.
in him, man.
He does, but I think to me, he just reminds me of like another Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Where he's just he might do you enough to keep you in a game, but he's against solid football teams. He's not gonna do you enough to win a game. Maybe
He's
that's
as
a hot
average
take.
as it comes.
He is. He's average.
Yeah.
I like the guy because he's
Love
got that
Baker.
competitive fire in him, but
Tampa's definitely a perfect scenario for him, though.
It is.
It's probably his best receiving core he's ever had.
hmm
Probably, I don't know, Cleveland had a better offensive line, but when fully healthy, Tampa's offensive line is solid.
I
But
was gonna say
he
very
might have
so.
found a home.
The only thing that doesn't help him there is they cannot run the ball.
No, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad.
It is pretty
It
bad.
is very bad.
It is pretty bad.
And that's another reason why I think we saw that dime look was they're not scared to you run the ball, it's fine.
Right.
So having Poyer in the box there, it was
Do you think we're going to see more of that?
The
three safety look? I
safeties?
like that, though. I don't mind it. Like, against a team that's not going to ground and pound down your throat.
I'm loving
so
this.
we've seen it before with Saran Neal. It just wasn't.
Yeah, it doesn't
know,
get
wasn't
pointed out
hyped
as
up
much
as
because it's
much,
Saran
but-
Neal, yeah.
I think against this next game, I think
think
you might
it's-
see it a lot.
I think it's a
Third,
perfect game to do it.
second and long, third and long. I think you're gonna roll Poyer up, and I mean Dotson just can't cover. I
No,
mean,
he
that's
can't.
just
He can't. But that's
so. Yeah, I
that's-
think we're gonna see it.
we'll
But
definitely get into that because I have some
I'm loving
I
this.
have
You
some
guys are
stats.
just
I have some stats that's going to lead into exactly what you just said about
going over
Bob
my
White
bullet
playing
points
time.
without me saying anything. I'm loving it.
I'm telling-
Just sit back.
I'm telling you right now, like I knew having John on the podcast would be just as smooth as butter on like bread, dude. Because like
3 safeties was my third bullet point.
me and John have when we like because we golf all the time during the
Right.
summer. There was countless times where we after golf just would be in the parking lot just still,
man.
and I'm sure McKenna knows about this because we would be and Olivia knows too. We would be sitting there in the parking lot for a good hour and a half, just like it would end by like us throwing our golf clubs in the truck and then being like, all right, man. And then it'd be like we'd start talking about the Bills, and then we'd move from being by our truck doors to the end of the bed,
Yep.
talking about it. And then I go over to his truck, and then we're just bullshitting for like. I just knew it was gonna be smooth.
Yeah.
I just knew it would be a smooth
You
transition.
guys are 3 for 3 so far, I guess.
Amen. Absolutely. But yo, we're just nailing these bullet points right down, huh?
Yeah.
I don't even got the phone on, dude.
No?
I don't even got the phone on. That's impressive.
Professionals.
That's how we do it. I told John that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Have we actually been nailing these?
We got not that one. Let Josh be Josh, 3 safeties. The rookie gets in for 6.
Okay, but I actually do want to talk about that top one. I can't believe we almost let that slip away.
Okay.
Now I feel less professional.
Which top one? Khalil Shakir?
Nope.
3 exclamation points?
Nope. I want to talk about. Well, we already.
Boy Shakir, baby, yes sir.
He was all hyped about that.
I love Shakir, man.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have something on there that I think we should touch on, like the 1 yard game management, like what we were doing on some 3rd and shorts and some 4th and
Shotgun
shorts.
back-to-back plays. You got Latavius Murray. I know there's guys screaming in your section. Tush push, tush push, tush push.
Kirk was saying that on the broadcast, too.
Mm-hmm.
We were screaming that in his section. You got Latavius. You got Josh's just QB sneak. And you're calling shotgun plays back-to-back. I don't get what you're
It's
trying
a
to.
very tough pill to swallow,
It is.
especially that delayed runoff, handoff. It's terrible.
It's
I hate that one.
It's terrible.
I hate that one. That might be
like
my
I
least-
said,
most
5
favorite play.
times a game every week we tried that. James Cook.
It's terrible.
It's like a draw. I hate it.
It is terrible.
hate it.
I think the only time they should be in shotgun, short yardage, is if we're running quarterback power left or quarterback power right.
100%.
That's it.
Might have been one of my favorite plays that Brian Dabo had. I love those, dude. I love those.
Shotgun back-to-back plays
Yeah.
on 1 yard line.
When you say that, I just think back to like Bills Texans playoff game. That
Mhm.
one of that early draws to the right where Josh just. I love those quarterback powers, dude.
Yeah. I mean, they're effective, but I know you don't want Josh taking those hits. You got Latavius. We're going to have Lenny. But,
Lenny
man,
looks
if we're
big,
in,
man.
if we're in shotgun, man, and they do that stupid handoff again,
Well, here's the thing,
I
too.
think we're all over it, right?
We're over it. We're over it. I was over that one pretty fast. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, dude. That one had me done up.
Here's the
pretty
thing, though, on the 1 yard line, the Bucks, Vita Vea wasn't activated. So what's stopping you from running up the middle? Vita
Not
Vea
much.
is not there.
There's not much.
I don't understand.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That was the only, I guess, 4th and short that I agree with not going for. It was the late one where if they turn it over, the Bucks are at the middle of the field, and then they're 45 yards away
The
from
last
scoring a
one?
touchdown. The last one,
I'm opposite.
you're opposite.
Put that game away.
Okay.
Put that game away. You look at the Chiefs in the playoffs when they had Chad Henne in there.
We did, but he's not going off
Oh,
of it
my
either.
bad, man. What do you have?
If they're simply more aggressive, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
Put the game away, right?
I love it, dude.
Put that
Show
game
no
away.
mercy. Why are you
Exactly.
putting your foot off the gas pedal?
You want to know what I think it really is McDermott is a defensive coach. He loves to put trust in the defense. And most of the time, I feel like as if the defense has given us reason to believe that they should do that, like most of the time.
Yeah.
But I will say the last couple of weeks, the defense is
They're showing mercy.
the defense has
It's
scared the living shit
scary.
out of me.
Yes.
Where they shouldn't have let Mac Jones go down the field and score a game-winning touchdown, and then Tyrod Taylor almost goes down the field and scores a game-winning touchdown on the 1 yard line. But obviously the
Put
Giants
the game
suck,
away.
and they don't give the ball to Saquon Barkley. But
Let me ask you guys something. If we're playing Cincinnati or the Chiefs or Baltimore or Miami, are we punting there?
I think we're going for it.
I think we're going.
You're putting that game away. Why? Because it's a lesser opponent. Are we punting? Play field position.
They really do play down. You guys are right.
Yeah, they play down to their opponents.
Can't do. McKenna said it the other day. Josh really does play like his opponents, like the level of them. Like, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
He
that's-
does. You got to put that
It's a
game
solid
away.
McKenna point.
First down, game's over. We all go home.
We
Now
all
we
go
have to
home.
watch a Hail Mary and pucker up. Like,
And I was puckered
it's
up.
scary, man.
I was-
Put that game away.
I was, like I said on the podcast before, that Giants game, I was even cocky. Once the Bills got the ball back, I said, Dylan, let's go. Let's go back to Chris's truck. And there's a Giants fan behind me. Oh, the game's not over yet. I said, yeah, see you later.
Oh,
I go outside the stadium. Dawson Knox drops it. I said, "Oh my god!"
Have we not?
And then I go,
How
and
am I
then
just hearing about this?
huh?
How am I just hearing about this?
You are?
You never told me that happened.
All right. So let me back up.
Wait, hold on. Time out. Have we not learned? You guys get on me about the Bills-Vikings game about talking shit. Well, our friend group gets on me about talking shit to the Vikings fan, and that game ended how it does. Have you not learned?
All right. So let me go on a little spiel. So, Bills have the ball. It's a tight game. Bills get the ball back from the Giants because they stopped them on the 4th down. I go, Dylan, if the Bills get this ball back right now, we're leaving. There's like 3 minutes left in the Giants game. Bills get the ball back. Look at Dylan. All right, Dylan, game's over. I said it out loud. A couple Giants fans behind me. I'm like, they're new. They're not there all season. They don't have season tickets. And we talked to them all game. They were nice Giants fans. Fist bump them. All right, guys, have a good night. He's like, well, the game's not over. I said, have a nice night. So we're walking down. We get out of the bowl. We're walking around the sidewalk, and all you hear is Dawson Knox drop. I was like, Dylan, we have Tyler Bass. He's gonna make this field goal, right? He goes, yeah. We keep walking. Tyler Bass's field goal, 41 yards, no good. I was like, Dylan, we gotta go back to the stadium. Dylan's like, well, we're already close to the gate. I said, Dylan, we gotta stay. I said, Dylan, we gotta stay. So we didn't go actually in the stadium. We went over on the side of the stadium where we can see the Jumbotron. And of course, there's a few Giants fans watching us watching us.
I didn't know this.
Watch the game. Comes down to the very last play of the Teron Johnson versus Darren Waller.
Mm-hmm.
And I held my breath the whole play because I was like, there's no way the Bills let them do this. Touchdown's no good. And we're like, thank God, Dylan and I think we hugged, something like that. I don't know. The whole night was a blur because I was really mad.
Can't believe this.
We won. We went to the truck.
That's
why we were so early. That's why we were waiting on you in bed.
I mean, I'm still feeling like in my chest, I'm getting over this sickness that I've had the last like 2.5 weeks or something, whatever. But that game was the first day I had it, dude. That was the first day I had it, and I felt like shit the whole game. And I was like looking at Ben, and I was like, game's not over, bro. Like, we'll see if they get a couple of first downs. And then Dawson Knox dropped the ball, and I was like, see, this is why I'm glad we didn't leave. And I'm thinking, I would have never thought you left the game.
I did. That's why we were still at your truck waiting. That's why we were so early. We were at your truck for like 25 minutes.
And now the truth comes out. 3 weeks removed, and here we are.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it. I was embarrassed.
I can tell because that didn't get brought up in the next podcast. That never got
not.
brought back up. I never heard about that.
Dirty dog.
But now we're talking about the Bills not putting games away. I had to say it.
The truth comes out. All right, but we're coming off of a good week of these weekly pick'ems. We were 12-4 last week. Travis moves to 73-38, and I'm 67-44. Time to jump into them. All right, Travis. I'm coming off of a week where I made a a pretty hot take. Well, we thought it was kind of a hot take. I knew it the whole entire time. Bengals over the 49ers. That felt pretty damn good.
What was so hot about that take?
The fact that the 49ers are the 49ers.
Coming off 2 L's though.
Did we assume that Brock Purdy wasn't playing at that point because he wasn't supposed to?
I
don't think we touched over that.
I don't know what we really
I thought
assumed.
Brock was because it was Sam Darnold. all week.
I just can't believe
Purdy
Travis
was in
took him.
He probably shouldn't have played that game. To be honest,
He didn't look like himself.
No, not at all.
And he took another hit to the
Another
head.
one.
Well, you know what's funny? I didn't even see this until Jackie actually pointed it out to me. She said that they think that Brock has like a concussion from that one hit against the Vikings. I didn't see it until Jackie showed me. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, right here.
Yeah, because he was in protocol all week, and then
I did not know he took that shot.
yeah, and then literally, it was either hours or a day before they announced he was playing. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
He definitely didn't look like himself.
No, not at all.
Back-to-back interceptions. what was he looking at?
Bad ones too.
I was like, what are you looking at, Brock?
We knew he couldn't be perfect for that long, right? Like, it was going to start catching
No, I
up
told my
to him.
stepdad, I said, Brock finally came back down to earth. And he said, good.
I'm glad I can say it on this show because we got hating ass Donnie. He can't stand Brock Purdy, so every time we mention him, we get cut off. So I'm glad we could get this out here.
We could have a Brock Purdy conversation.
Yeah. Without getting interrupted. Shout out Donnie.
Amen.
But,
Amen.
Yeah. Bengals had that through and through.
It just felt good to be right, man. You see, you're 73.
I guess I took the hot take.
You're 73.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess you were 73 and 38, and I'm 67 and 44. At some point, I have to start to make some headway here, and
No hot take on the Niners this week because they are on a bye.
I guess that makes life kind of easy. God, they probably need a bye week.
They need a bye.
Yeah, they probably need a bye.
Trent
week.
Williams and Debo out.
So wait,
and-
does that mean they're on a 3-game losing streak?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. What happened?
Tough.
What
Now
happened? What happened to the
they're in
end?
second in their division now.
I was gonna say the Seahawks. They picked up a big win. They don't look half bad. Geno Smith, the NFL wrote him off, but he didn't write back yet.
No, sure did.
He didn't write back yet. So that brings us to Thursday Night Football. Titans at Steelers. We were kind of having this discussion before the podcast a little bit. Has a chance to be like an interesting game. Although, does Will Levis have another big game against the
D-Hop
Steelers?
have another big game.
Yeah, D-Hop said himself. He said, just like Geno, they tried to write me off. I didn't write back.
Hey, there
His
we go.
Instagram post was, sorry for being too late. Or sorry for the late. Something along the lines of sorry being late.
Look, he needs to start showing up more because I have him on my fantasy team, and he's been on the bench. He's been rocking that bench very.
Did you
very
play him
good.
last week or no? How many points?
Fuck no, I didn't. I
30
mean,
something.
it was like 30-something. How could I mean? I have had no reason to play this guy this whole entire season.
We talked about it when you were over.
Exactly. I've
Yeah.
had no reason to play him.
That's
And you know
true.
what? What I will say is I went undefeated in fantasy this week, so I had a solid week. But it did feel like we were watching Red Zone, and it felt like every 2 seconds I was standing up, getting hyped up because somebody on my team was scoring a touchdown.
He had a fantasy day, man.
I did. It was like every highlight, wasn't it? One of my.
Whereas
I was
in
like,
Casey's league, man, I
Oh, dude.
lost to
You lost?
Detroit's defense.
you lost.
I did, man. I had Amon-Ra down a couple points. Yeah, put your arms down, man. We'll see in the playoffs. I had Amon-Ra down a couple points. He had Detroit's defense and Devontae Adams. So I'm like, it's
Yeah.
probably an L. Devontae, 1 catch, 11 yards, 2 points. I'm like,
Shut
oh
down.
my God.
In
I
my
lost to a defense.
in my
Lost to the
dynasty
defense.
league, I had Devontae Adams left to play. The other guy had no one else to play. I was only down 6 points.
You think that's a win?
2 points.
Brutal.
And I dropped from first to third.
That's
I'm-
brutal.
I'm curious to see how this first game goes, man. I mean, it's an interesting one. I think
Is anybody going to be drinking the Mayo coffee this week?
I'm drinking the Mayo coffee. I'm going Tennessee.
Mm.
Give me the Titans.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, man.
We got
Here
it.
we go, Steelers. Here we
Yo,
go.
so we're starting off a little bit of a split ski, huh?
Well, Will Levis against that Steelers defense.
This is going to be a big test for him because
Hey,
that's
it's
not a
locked in,
joke
boy.
defense.
It's locked in. That's what I'm saying. Will Levis versus this
It's locked
Pittsburgh.
in. I got to start to make some headway.
Yeah.
I think Will Levis is kind of. I'm not gonna say he's that guy. Nobody
74
can say he's
38.
that guy. But I'm going to tell you, DeAndre Hopkins, Will Levis is not afraid to get his playmaker the football, and he's gonna go ahead and try to do it again. Joey Porter is not stopping DeAndre Hopkins.
Is Pat Pete, though.
Pat Pete's definitely not stopping.
Are they
DeAndre
helping
Hopkins.
with Minka Fitzpatrick?
And Levi Wallace, who just got benched by Joey Porter, is definitely not stopping DeAndre Hopkins.
Is Will going to have time to get the ball out, though?
That's going to be the big thing.
I didn't think about TJ Watt, man. And I think
TJ
maybe there's a
Cam
chance
Hayward
Cameron
coming
You
out
might
of
Hayward.
the
as
middle.
well put T.J. Watt on D-Hop.
They stand a good chance there.
Pick six machine.
Cameron Hayward's supposed to has a chance at coming back. We'll see. I'm still gonna go Tennessee just for the content.
I
man.
picked them on the spread, 3 points.
Here we go, another good back-to-back pick. Dolphins at Chiefs. in
Early
Germany.
morning game.
I
Right
told
early,
Travis.
baby.
I told Travis we better be watching this one together.
It's a huge game.
Dolphins and Chiefs, 9:30 in the morning over in Frankfurt, Germany.
Are you guys kind of disappointed it's not in KC, though? Tyreek could have been his return.
Oh, that
first
would have
game
been
back.
No.
kind of badass.
No, you're not.
Get Mahomes out of Arrowhead.
I wanted to see it bad, though.
And then
Just
Dolphins
to see how
lose.
the crowd would react.
Yeah.
And he'd be all up in it, too.
I don't know. By the way, McKenna just asked what the next stipulation is and if it was suicide wings. So that's why I was thinking there for a second.
I don't even know the next.
You start sweating.
His face was getting red.
I think I am sweating, bro. Low key.
I don't even know what the next stipulation is.
But
we have yet to think about it.
Dolphins at Chiefs.
I'll
Dolphins
come
at Chiefs
out right
in
now,
Germany.
man. I do the picks with Casey. We do a big pool, 100 people in it. I have Casey.
That's who I'm rooting for, low key.
I'm
Actually,
rooting for KC.
I just want to throw it out there.
Or can they both tie?
Wouldn't that be the best?
that would be the best.
That'd be
That
the
might
best
be the
case
best
scenario.
scenario out there.
I think history's gonna repeat itself with the Chiefs, and they hardly lose 2 in a row.
That's what I was about to say. Do you really think a Chiefs team that just lost a tough one to Denver is going to lose 2 in a row?
That, and I don't want to see the Dolphins
But I will say, if there was a chance for them to lose 2 in a row, if there was a team that was going to be the team to do that, the Dolphins could potentially do that.
Let's think about a few factors here, like outside of football. The travel, Miami got there 2 days before them.
Mm-hmm.
If Mahomes is still dealing with the flu, supposedly, I'm sure that
Flu
travel isn't that too good for him.
He's gonna have his Michael Jordan flu game.
Trust me,
I don't know, man.
this is a tough game for me. I want the Chiefs to win.
You
But
know,
I think
Tyreek had this shit scheduled.
I think
Or
I'm going.
circled.
I think I'm gonna go Miami, dude. I think I'm gonna go Miami.
Split it up.
You're going Chiefs?
I'm going Chiefs.
So
Straight out of.
I can't remember
I
a
just
time
don't want
that
to see the Dolphins win.
I can't remember a time where
That's
we
a
had
hate
2
pick.
opening splits.
It's a hate pick. Sorry about it.
Well, John, I mean, he's been in Travis's notes this whole episode. So far they got the same pick.
So far they're back to back.
I love
with
it,
each other.
man. I just
that's this.
I think that's gonna be probably the best game on the slate.
I agree.
I'm pretty sure Xavier Howard will be back. I could be wrong. I thought I saw.
seen that as well. Yeah.
So that's going to be tough,
Him and
especially with that
Ramsey.
You'll
receiving
have X, and
core.
then you'll have Jalen Ramsey in the
Ramsey's
system
second
his
game.
second game, and he is coming off a game where he had a pick.
Mhm.
So
Electric.
that's a good game.
That's going to
That's a good game. That's a good game. I'm excited to watch that. That brings us to the first game of the 1:00 slate. Vikings at Falcons. Obviously, the Vikings just took a tough blow with losing Kirko.
It's okay. Josh Dobbs is
Kirk-
there.
I just want it to be known. Kirk Cousins might be the nicest guy in the world, dude. Did you see the picture on Twitter about
With Halloween and stuff.
and he's rolling around? Damn, bro, like you didn't
He's a
have
guy,
to,
man.
you didn't have to be there. Nobody probably expected you to be there, but you were there. What a guy.
If you guys seen the
What a guy.
quarterback series on Netflix, you know
Mhm.
he's a hell of a dude.
Yeah.
I was talking about that.
We just talked about
I
this.
love him,
I
dude.
still hate Mahomes.
I
Yeah.
don't like Mahomes' wife. I don't like Mahomes' wife. But man, I know it's a battle of not the best quarterback matchup because I
Taylor
heard
Heineke.
Ritter got benched, yeah. So
Finally.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke, I think Heineke gives him a better chance to win. Give me the Falcons.
I'm going Falcons.
I also have Atlanta Falcons.
All right.
So
Clean sweep.
So now it feels weird. It feels weird. That's a normal thing. Normally the clean sweeps. We normally only have a couple of splits. To come out the gate with 2 splits is interesting. Bears at Saints. Oh man,
Saints coming off a big dub.
Saints coming off a big dub. The Colts let me down last week.
Yeah,
Saints
you're
got me
telling
up.
I would say they let him down. If they let my God, I could be 1 game up back on this guy.
Sorry about it.
But you're not.
Bears at Saints. I don't see the Bears winning this
Yeah,
game.
you're
They're
really
playing
gonna pick against the Saints
They're,
again.
they're playing that backup quarterback that we thought looked legit 2 weeks ago, and then he played on Sunday
Yeah.
Night Football or whatever. And
What's his name? Tyson.
Tyson.
Tyson Bagent.
Agents.
I was also listening to his press conference.
Bagant.
I was listening to that guy. He just doesn't sound like the way he talks to me is not like how if a leader should talk in the locker room. He was
Yeah.
he was weird.
Is he a rookie?
Come on,
Yeah.
man. You know his story. He shouldn't be there.
He shouldn't even
He
be there. You're
shouldn't
right.
be there,
You're
yeah.
right, but he sounded like he shouldn't be there. That's
He
my
had
problem.
a job lined up for Walmart. Then he was invited. It was through someone he knew or so I can't remember. To the Senior Bowl. Some scouts were there. They liked how he was playing or whatever. And then he didn't get drafted, but he got signed to this practice squad, whatever. And look where he's at now.
I'll give him that. I'm not gonna knock
It's
the
a
way
great
the guy.
story.
I said I'm
It's
not
a
gonna
whole
knock the way the
That's a
guy,
movie.
but I can't pick him here.
Yeah, Saints.
We might be doing
Saints.
a clean sweep all over again. Yeah,
I
back
just
to back.
I just can't see.
In
that
New
really.
Orleans too, brother.
Yeah, that's a tough.
Kamara, by the way, man, off that suspension,
Been killing.
he is running back 1 in fantasy already.
He's that guy, man. He is that guy. Rams at Packers.
Yuck.
I'm gonna say this. I pointed it out last week when it happened to Matt Stafford, the thumb injury. That thumb injury is gonna be nagging him a little bit. Is that enough?
Is he playing?
I was gonna say I've heard that he missed practice today. I think
They're not gonna put him on IR though. Oh, did you hear that?
this is only hard for me because I can see where both teams could win, but I can also see why the Rams can't win.
Yeah.
Who's their backup quarterback again?
Ripon.
Ripon?
Ripon.
Brett Ripon? Does Brett Ripon got enough to go in and get it done in Lambeau Field? You're nodding your head. It
I'm
sounds
going Rams.
I also have Rams.
it's hard to not take the Rams because like I really sit here and I look at Jordan Love and I'm like, is Jordan Love
I don't think
gonna
so.
get it done?
I don't think Packers fans. I don't think they think he's the
Packers just lost Rasul Douglas.
answer.
I know we'll get into that, but that receiving core is nasty. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Now all they got is what? Jair Alexander and Eric Stokes. I know this is taking a while. Give me the Rams.
All that for a clean sweep.
You gotta break
Yeah,
these.
a little drama, you know.
gotta
Back to
break
back
these-
to, yeah, he's got to really rizz them up and then pick the
You
other
gotta break
team.
these games down a little bit, man. You can't just choose and walk away. Commanders at Patriots. Boy, I would love to see the Commanders win this game.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and break
Patriots
this
are
one
actually favorites in this.
down. Oh, yeah.
Are they?
I'm gonna go with Vegas then. Go with Vegas Patriots.
Let's go Patriots.
Vegas Patriots.
Got the Commanders.
Hey,
Okay.
I got the Commanders here, man.
I like that. Give us what's up.
What's the rundown on the Commanders?
They just sold two of their big defensive linemen, man.
That's
Can't
true.
pay them all.
You look at it, though,
49ers robbed
think-
them, by the way.
that is very true. The 49ers,
Third round pick.
was that John Lynch there, right?
That's John Lynch.
He can ball, man. He can ball.
He's a ball. He's big
Him and
baller
Howie.
Lynch.
Yeah. I guess it wasn't even a pick. It was a whatever it's called,
Compensatory?
Yeah.
Wow.
that they earned.
I just think the Commanders have too much firepower. I really do. I mean, Sam Howell looks like buns. Well, let's be honest. He reminds me of Will Levis a little bit. Would throw that out there.
Oh,
I just think they have just a little bit too much firepower for the Patriots.
Okay.
Patriots are they kind of feel like they're picking it up a little bit. I know they lost to Miami, but it just feels like they're not the laughing stock that they were a couple of weeks ago. Not
Right.
that they're this crazy powerhouse, but it just feels like they're not the joke that I thought
Quick
they were.
thing on the Patriots. They bring McDaniels back?
You got that in the
No
notes.
way you had that.
He's got that. And that's impressive.
I know you sent it to me, but I didn't look at it.
I figured you didn't. That's
I
impressive.
wanted to come in here and just
That's
roll
impressive.
with it.
McDaniels
It's
is
They're
he's
gonna bring him in as defensive coordinator.
yo. McDaniels is
All the way down.
weird. Wow.
that might not even actually been on there when
That's
I sent it
crazy.
to you because he
That
updated
is-
it. So
that is
that's
crazy.
that's
Just something fun to
That's
kind of
insane.
throw out there. I don't think so, but
Now, if he does bring him back mid-season or next season,
Hold
Probably it would be next year.
it'd be a next year thing. I wish I could find this on Twitter when I saw that before we drove up here. Something super stupid as far as the who was it? Maybe it was the Commanders that said that there was some podcast for the Commanders, some highly known podcast for the Commanders, not like some little one, that was like saying that like the Commanders could potentially make some sort of crazy trade for Bill Belichick in the offseason to be their coach. And I was like, what are we talking about here, dude? What are we talking like?
It's gonna be Eric Bieniemy if it's
like,
anybody.
That's what are we-
100%.
like that guy deserves to be a head coach.
yeah, he does.
That's a guy that deserves to be a head coach. I'm gonna say that Eric Bieniemy deserves that job. So yeah. Anyways, I thought that was absolutely insane, but not a clean slate. Patriots, Commanders, Seahawks at Ravens. That's a sneaky good game.
You said the Dolphins and Chiefs was gonna be the game of the slate. This is gonna be in the running for sure.
I was
Yes,
gonna
it
say,
will.
this is a good game. Battle of the Birds.
Does Lamar ball out?
Lamar
16
does not.
against the NFC team.
And
Does
Lamar,
his wide receivers catch the ball?
and Lamar says he doesn't. He's like, I don't care about that stat. I just want to go win football games.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
Lamar Jackson, you're making it pretty hard for me to bet against you on an NFC team. But if there's an NFC team that I'm gonna bet against, I'm gonna go the Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks over the Ravens.
I also took the Seahawks.
I got Baltimore.
I was gonna say there's no way that's a clean.
I got it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good game, but
I did pick these earlier in the day, 5:30. My buddy Casey sent it over, so I'm just reading off of what I picked.
I like it
So-
though. I'm
But
I'm
You gotta
sitting
stick to
here.
your
That-
guns.
That's gonna be a game. That is gonna be a game.
I wouldn't be shocked if we're sitting here and I go through the notes after like the Sunday games, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, wow, John was 100% right.
That can
Like,
really
that's
go
not-
either way.
So that's not a game where I'm like necessarily sitting here and like I'm completely locked in on the Seahawks. I just Geno Smith, man, he just has me feeling some type of way for that Seahawks team because the Seahawks were not the team to pick to be in the top of the NFC West this late in the season.
No,
well,
Not at
this
all.
so the guy just always makes me feel like he's trying to prove people wrong.
Especially with DK, he had that little, what was it, 2 games I think he missed, one or
So,
two?
yeah,
And JSN comes right in, so
And now
I mean, they're a
JSN's
tough
starting to
team.
look
They
good.
really are, but
we got
they've got two solid
him.
they got two solid running backs, Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. Those are two really solid running
I
backs.
like their
so,
offense a lot.
yeah.
That's a great game.
I'm waiting for John to have a jack pick.
Ooh.
Haha.
So last
I'm
time
waiting
we
for
was
one of
say
those.
that pick goes down in BillsAholic history. That
I don't know if it's happening this week.
I
That's
don't
a
think
tough-
I don't think there's a game on here really that
Right.
can match that level.
Yeah, you're
When
right.
he picked that, you can ask McKenna. I jumped out of my chair.
I believe
I'm
it.
like, let's go, Jack.
I believe it. By the way,
I almost
loved
shut the
it.
show down.
I say
I loved it.
I mean, when we had our my buddy Ben from work on, and he sat right here.
You saw the
he,
reel.
He
almost lost
He
it.
was like, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I even did the old chair pushback, bro. I was like, no way. Like,
He says I'm getting heated right now.
I'm sitting here like, holy
He
shit.
looked at him, then his eye, and said, "This is the game. This is the one."
I looked at Ben and was like, this is the one, Ben. Oh my
That was
god, dude, it was
amazing.
great. It was
Yeah,
great.
now that I'm looking at the slate, I don't know if there's a game like that. this
No.
week.
Nah, yeah, like
I will say, after Jack did that, I kid you not, I went on that Sunday, made my parlays, and what were they? They were probably in 17 points or something crazy. And I said, let's do it. So thank you, Jack. Won me a couple extra
Okay.
dollars
Riley.
there.
Jack Riley, a little shout out. I'll let him know tomorrow that we shouted him out. That gives us Buccaneers at Texans. I was watching something earlier. Obviously, we just kind of had to talk about Baker Mayfield being able to really spark that offense a little bit and have that fire in him. I'm a C.J. Stroud guy. All right. Now, and the reason I come out and say that and I make that kind of little bit of a highlighted point is I'm also a big hater of Ohio State quarterbacks, and I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm a big Ohio
I'm
State.
an Ohio State fan, dude. I gotta watch how I talk to you now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm an
Watch where
Ohio
you're
State.
stepping.
I'm an Ohio State quarterback hater, bro. They just seem for me like they just don't really pan out.
Oh, you're right. A lot of them don't, but
But I think C.J. Stroud's legit, and that's why I'm gonna go Texans here.
they're the favorites too.
Well, favorites too.
Surprisingly, yeah. Buccaneers had that Thursday night game, obviously. Long rest.
I went Bucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went Bucks.
Houston's on a slippery slope right now after losing that Carolina game.
I also went Bucks here.
Okay. All right.
That
I like
off-
this.
They're coming off a loss, but I like the Bucks offense.
I was just
I like
gonna
what they're
say.
doing over there.
Hey,
That offense has firepower.
They're 2 seconds away.
And I think their defense is a lot better than we kind of make it seem. I'm pretty sure they're still top 3 or 4 in
They're
red
up there.
zone defense. So we'll see. That can be a sneaky good one. in
That could be a
Texas
sneaky good one.
especially.
As I say, it's in Houston.
Tough
I just
barn.
I'm a big C.J. Stroud believer. I really am.
I
really am.
understand.
Anthony Richardson's still my favorite quarterback out of this draft.
By far.
But
I love A-Rod.
C.J. Stroud's right behind him, and I'm still a Bryce Young hater, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He deserves it right now.
I'm not a Bryce
He'll
Young.
come
his
around
first
at some
win.
point.
He will.
They
He
get
did get his
win.
first win. Me and Travis obviously both won Texans last week. They let us down. I don't think they
Frank
let me down
Reich
this
still
week.
undefeated off a bye.
That's crazy.
That's a
Mhm.
nasty stat.
That's crazy. I wouldn't have bet against him.
Let's remember that for next year if he's still a coach. So.
No shot. I don't think there's a shot.
Colts at Panthers. Tank. They can't let me down again, man.
Hey, this could be Frank Reich revenge game, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it is
I'm gonna go
either.
Colts. I just don't think I see.
This got
Bryce
Colts
Young.
written all over it.
It's a clean sweep, man.
That sounds about right.
Nah, that scares me. It scares me a little bit. But
It's a
The
clean
fact
sweep.
that it's a clean sweep.
Yeah, I mean, a tough loss like that. Shane Steichen, rookie head coach, he's learning from his mistakes.
Mhm.
Obviously, Jonathan Taylor, 95 rush yards first half, only 1 touch in the second half. Just give it to the guy, man. I
Yeah.
think they bounce back this week.
What they used to sport run the damn ball?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, the cap, yep.
Run the
Quentin
damn
Nelson.
ball.
I mean, Minshew can get it done, but yeah, if they just
He
continuously run the ball,
just gets pass happy. I just
Yeah.
hope they don't run into that situation again.
right?
I skipped over Cardinals Browns.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, that's all right.
The game's
That's
not
a-
going to be broadcast.
That's on me. That's on me. Cardinals at Browns. I mean, who's playing quarterback for the Cardinals? 'Cause it's not Josh Dobbs.
Kyler
It
It
is,
won't be Kyler Murray.
Potentially Kyler Murray,
Kyler
but
Murray.
I heard that I don't think it's gonna be Kyler
it's
Murray.
Coach, what's his name?
Is it Colt McCoy?
What's the coach's name? Donovan?
Oh, the Seahawks.
Coach
Or
Gannon.
Cardinals?
Coach
Rich
Gannon.
Oh, John
Rich Gannon.
He said clean too. It's not Rich Gannon. You're thinking of.
It's Jonathan Gannon.
Jonathan Gannon.
It's Jonathan Gannon. Rich Gannon.
Shout out to Rich
Shout out
Gannon.
to Rich Gannon.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Jonathan Gannon.
Wrong Rich.
Or
wrong Gannon.
I don't
Clean
think
tune.
I don't think they are playing Kyler Murray, dude. I think I heard that there's a chance that he does, but I heard that they're leaning towards not playing him. From what I heard on Twitter or X, that's
That's what I saw earlier in the
He is-
week. But
Inside
Kyler
source.
will have a full week of practice.
he will.
Mhm.
You think he goes this week?
No.
I was gonna say like just because
No.
he's practicing full, like that's a.
Yeah. I think they're in.
And
total
even if he
tank
does,
mode.
play, that Browns defense that's a tough
Yeah.
defense to throw him out there for
Yeah.
his first game.
Mhm.
I'm
That's an
going
elite defense.
Cleveland.
I went Cleveland.
I just don't think you could
Clean sweep it, man.
if they play him. I'll be shocked. That's a tough
Mhm.
defense to go up against.
He might be
Yeah.
practicing for a different team next year.
Hey man, that's one of my might be one of my off-season hot takes. I know we're bouncing all around here. Now we're at the Giants and Raiders. We snuck into our 4:00 slate here. I by actually
Does
screwed
that
everything
still
up.
say Raids?
No, dude, that says Raiders, dude. My R's and my E's, I roll the E off to the R, dude.
His E and R are connected.
This is crazy,
It's
dude.
like one of those E's where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
It might as well be the Raids at this point.
I mean,
clean sweep.
I was just about to
and,
say they rated their coaching staff and their general manager is out of there too. So there's no way. I don't think they get it done.
Antonio Pierce coaching against.
I'm
his
sorry,
old team.
but I got O'Connell.
He's
I got the Raiders.
he's
I'm
a
going
dog.
Giants.
I also have the G-Man.
Okay, here we go. This might be the first time that we've had a split where me and you agree.
I got O'Connell. He's gonna ball, and he's gonna give Devontae Adams the ball.
I like it, Travis.
Hey, there's nothing
And
wrong.
he's
with
gonna
you.
win me my fantasy.
There's nothing wrong
game
with you
this week.
splitting up again. I like this because if the splits go my way, we can start to work back towards some success here. Cowboys Eagles. Now here we go. Every time these two teams have matched up the last couple of years, it's been solid, but the Eagles seem to always have their number. I don't think
not a primetime game.
I don't think anything changes here.
America's game of the week on Fox.
This will definitely be America's game of the week on Fox. So this has got Fox written all over it.
Mhm.
To me, I just the Cowboys are it's the same thing every year to me. Like they're solid, they're great in the regular season, and
We
they
them
don't show up in the
boys.
postseason. But they also struggle to show up against the Eagles, and I think they still struggle to show up against the Eagles. I'm gonna go Philadelphia here. I just they don't. The Eagles give me no reason to pick against them here.
Going Philly.
The Eagles. I mean, you said it last week. The Eagles made a move to go get Kevin Byard. Like clearly they want to win. That's a team that I think is going to continue to win. So
They're
I'm going
calling
Eagles.
for Aaron Donald too. I seen
Eagles?
Could you
Yeah.
imagine?
Mhm.
Oh my
they
gosh.
made some calls.
They were in on
Of course they were.
Sweat and Chase Young as well. So
And then they got added to the sweepstakes about Jalen Johnson.
yeah,
But none of those
yeah,
happened.
they're-
None of them
None
happened.
of them
Ended up with just
Yeah.
Kevin Byard. I'm going
Yeah.
Eagles.
yeah, clean sweep it, man.
Oh, he hasn't. You haven't,
hold
you
on.
haven't
I went
decided-
Eagles.
He
Okay.
said Philly, yeah.
I don't like, for one, I don't like the Cowboys. For two, I don't like them against the Eagles.
Cowboys are in a similar situation like the Dolphins. They haven't had that staple win against like a bigger name team.
Mhm.
They have a chance to do that this week.
They
So
do.
is Miami too.
Miami
Right.
has a real good chance. Miami also has struggled against plus 500 teams. So
Yeah.
They're two losses.
Almost two similar games here.
So
If the Cowboys
it's very similar.
can win, especially in Philly, I'll become a believer. But until then,
They give us
can't put no trust in that.
They're almost a bigger joke than the Bills have been the last couple of years. I mean, that's a team that looks like a powerhouse year in and year out, and then just absolutely falls apart in the playoffs. Like, they've given me at least the Bills fall apart in the regular season, so it gives us some sliver of expectation that might happen in the playoffs. The Cowboys seem to always just be a powerhouse and then do it.
Another
playoffs.
big A.J. Brown game.
Yeah. I pound the A.J. Brown game.
I'm with you, man. Got him
Pound,
in fantasy.
pound the A.J. Brown game. That gives us the most important game of the week for the guys at the table here. Bills at Bengals.
Oh, is this a good one?
This is a good one.
The Bengals finally looking like they're the Bengals after a couple weeks.
They're back.
I will agree to one thing that my coworker said the whole entire week so far, and that's I would rather play the Cincinnati Bengals coming off of a big win than coming off of a loss against the 49ers. And the whole week that kind of marinated on me, and I was like, I actually agree with that because I feel like you could not that they ever seem to get like this, but they're obviously catching wind. They're starting to get the wheels turning here.
Jamar Chase is there.
But I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I would rather play the Cincinnati Bengals coming off of a win than them being even more hungry to get another win. And I just don't see the Bills coming out flat-footed like they have the last – well, obviously in the playoff game they came out extremely flat-footed against the Bengals and got punched in the mouth. I just think the Bills, that's a bad taste in their mouth. The Bills also – I don't know if you guys have known this. Every time that they've played the team that's knocked them out of the playoffs in the regular season, they have beat.
The next season.
So – and I mean, there's only one team that's better than that stat so far, and that's the Chiefs. But I gotta take
In
here, man.
Cincy, though.
I gotta take.
I tell you what, I told you guys a couple times before. I was at the DeMar game, but before that happened, that Tyler Boyd touchdown. I've never been in a stadium like that in my whole life. That whole building was shaking.
I'm gonna be
That's
honest with you. It's tough for me to go with the Bills here. Like, I know it's a Bills podcast. I should be going with the Bills because we're Bills
You've done it
fans.
before. You've done it before.
I have picked against them.
didn't.
I picked against them week 1 Monday Night Football. I picked the Jets.
You sure?
I don't think so. You didn't hear it, did you?
I don't even remember back. That game is so far erased from my memory.
Right.
It's not even funny.
That's the right mindset.
I'm having a hard time just straight picking the Bills.
You got to make a pick, man.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Our mics are working this week.
All right,
Bengals.
show's over. All right, we're back.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of BillsAholic Pod. We're just
Coming off the
restarting.
big win against the Bengals.
We're just restarting this thing. We're just gonna restart
Chris was
this
wrong.
thing. I mean, I don't have it locked in, but I'm gonna lock it in, man. Because I'd rather just be wrong. I'd rather just eat it and be wrong. I'm gonna go Bengals.
All right.
I'm with them. 100% I'm with them.
I'm the only one picking the Bills here.
I've never, this year so far, I have not picked against the Bills in my pool. This would be the first time.
There's so many. Like, we'll break this game down after the pick'em.
I've been saying this all week. To me, the Bills can only afford to lose one more game.
Yeah.
And it
If
cannot be this early.
If that.
If that.
I mean, if that. The Bills, if they want even a chance at their division, they have to win at least 11, 12 games.
They can't afford to lose. Yeah, like you said, if that. So, to me, they cannot afford to lose that game this early.
I agree. We'll break it down. We'll get into everything.
Maybe lose a game when we play the Eagles, Chiefs, Chargers, Cowboys. That stretch right there. Maybe that's when we could afford to lose one to see how the Dolphins shape out. But not right now.
I'm shocked that Ben, who we had on the podcast a couple weeks ago, he made the trip up to the DeMar game, and then obviously what happened, comes back to work, talks all about it. He's making the trip up again. And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like,
stay away.
I was like,
me and my
shit,
fiance,
dude.
like when we got the schedule, we were gonna go back, and we were like, we can't do
So I was like kind of thinking in my head, I was like, oh God, dude, I'm a very superstitious guy.
Stay away, man.
I was like, no, dude, you're the one guy that can't go to the game.
Cincinnati's awesome.
Going. That's why he wants to go. That's why he wants to go.
Just for that, just the PTSD feel. We can't do it again.
I will say, if this was in Buffalo, I'd be on the Bills. I think, like you said, man, they get down.
They do
Cincinnati gets
They've
down.
got a reason to. They got a hell of a football
A
team.
healthy Burrow, and most importantly, I think, really a healthy T. Higgins.
Yeah.
That's gonna be big, dude. It's gonna be big for the Bills defense.
And Rasul Douglas is going to have himself
A welcoming.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hey,
to
welcome to Buffalo.
man.
Welcome to Buffalo, Rasul. You got a big task on your hand.
Yeah.
If he
Dude,
plays.
you imagine like,
If he
like
plays.
a big pick or something? Holy shit, the city will fucking burn down.
Well, that's what
Brandon Bean will get the crown.
I was listening
Meme
to
will come
somebody.
out with the sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I was listening to something because Rasul Douglas is like he leads the NFL in game closing interceptions the last couple of years.
He's a closer.
I don't
And
know.
I don't know who I saw, but he was like if Rasul Douglas just somehow gets a game-ending interception on Joe Burrow, like he was like, I'm gonna go fucking insane. I was like, dude, I'll be right there with you. I mean, I'm excited, dude. I just don't know if Rasul Douglas plays. Like
I think he almost
Throw
has
him
to.
out there.
Like why? But what do you have to lose? Like it's a similar defense, like for the corners as far as what the Bills run versus what the Packers run. I know there's other names for their playbook and stuff like that. It's a different playbook, but I mean the concept's pretty much the same. Like just throw them out there, bro.
Two very zone heavy corner
Defenses, absolutely.
positions. So I think it's going to be almost a seamless transition.
You
like,
think he wants to play? You
schematically
know he
wise.
probably wants to play.
Oh, big game like that?
yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know if
mean,
he starts. I think
gets
they
thrown in there a little bit.
probably roll out Benford and
Jackson.
I don't even want to say his name. I'm such a hater on him.
I'm not a Dane Jackson guy either.
But
I want it to
think
be
he
known.
will find his way into this game.
I'm not a Dane Jackson guy. I'm a Rasul Douglas guy. I that's a guy that's got a
You
story.
got the jersey in the mail? Is it
I
coming?
told Travis.
I was gonna tell.
I told Travis
Yeah,
I'm ordering
I was gonna
Rasul Douglas
say-
jersey.
Say what you said on the way up.
I'm
We know what
ordering
number
Rasul
he's
Douglas
wearing?
jersey.
31.
31. Now the reason I'm in on Rasul Douglas is like he's got. You want to talk about a guy that's got a story? I think he's played for like 5 football teams. Like before he got a really good shot with the Packers. The Packers signed him off the Cardinals practice squad. Another man's trash is another man's treasure, and picked him up and he just took off. He accelerated in that defense, and now Brandon Bean goes out and trades for him. Brandon Bean's trades at the deadline don't seem to really make a big difference, but I think this one does. I really do. I think Rasul Douglas fits well in this defense, and
Hey, Naeem showed up last year.
Naeem showed up against the Patriots, and then unfortunately
Yeah.
the summer
Our
incident
best kicker, Turner.
kind of sucks. But we'll see Naeem again. We'll see Naeem.
I have a kind of a hot take on Rasul. I'll wait till we're done with
All
these picks.
All right. So I mean, a surprise. Not me and you went Bengals. Travis goes Bills. That leads us to Monday Night Football. Chargers at Jets. Boy, do we need you. We need you, Chargers. We need you.
Come on,
Because
Chargers.
we got
Come
the
on,
Jets right on our
Chargers.
ass, then we got the Dolphins right in front of
We're
us.
like stuck in the middle.
Yep.
It's crazy because we could go as far as, I mean, what's the Jets record? 4-3. They have what?
4-3,
4-3. So
They're right
craziest
behind us.
craziest thing is the Bills could go from potentially being first in the AFC East this week if the Dolphins lose and the Bills win, or if it goes the way that we don't want it to go, they could be easily third. So that's crazy when you look at it like that. So we need the Chargers. I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna manifest it. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Chargers, man.
Give me
I mean,
Chargers.
I can't see that game going any other way.
I don't see it. Could
So-
be a sneaky good game, but Chargers, I think they
It'll
got
only
it.
be sneaky good if the Chargers charger. We say the Bills. The Chargers can charger, man.
It might.
They
yeah.
can mess up a game for themselves.
Absolutely.
Not
They
even
can.
just the Chargers. Brandon Staley.
Like, he's so
Brandon-
bad.
He is.
He's
That Chargers team will. You want to talk about wasting somebody's talent?
on
That's-
paper, top 5 roster, in my
Right.
opinion.
Mm-hmm.
On the field,
I just hope
middle. They're mid.
They are. There it is. We got the picks. Let me read off how many splits we have. We have 1, 2,
There's a lot of them.
3, 4, 5 splits this week. If they all go my way, that puts me right back in the ball game, baby.
Nothing on the board this week.
Nothing on the board. We'll erase last week's little take, but nothing crazy up here.
Man, John didn't have a jack pick.
No jack pick, but unfortunately,
this
the NFL didn't help John out at all.
No.
And give him a really good schedule to choose from. But that's the pick'ems, man. Five splits, and here we are.
When's the next stipulation coming? Just real quick.
Let's.
You don't got to figure
So,
it out now. I just want to.
I was just saying. So
We're in
we
week
need to,
9.
we need to start to get other people's opinions on this.
Oh, here you go. You got your guest here today.
I would say John clearly he's a big listener. He's a longtime fan, as like every single person that calls in the 550 after the game.
Long-time fan for long-time listeners.
Yeah,
That's-
I've been trying to get on the show for years.
That's like every single
I
550
love
person.
the long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one.
Long time.
That's the one.
John's a long time listener, first time appearance on the podcast.
Boom.
And you got any idea
You
like
everything
what we should
cooking
do?
up there?
Do, man.
Oh.
I do. I
Dude,
do.
I fucking love this guy.
So
Let's
I
go.
fucking love this guy.
it's cold out there, man.
Oh, dude.
I think someone's got to do a cold plunge, man.
Let's break down like what
Break down like what
because I think Travis has scratched his beard because I
Man.
think he's confused.
Well, I did the polar plunge a few years ago, but
He's
I
confused.
lasted like 2 seconds.
That's what I'm saying, man. Dude, we got lakes,
We do got
Or-
lakes.
a little pool, something.
Cold
I
plunge.
think
Oh,
I
geez.
think the most Buffalo thing you can do is a quick cold plunge. I think it's got to be like, I would say like, whatever the like wins. So say like right now, 67 or 73 minus 67, however many wins is how long you have to stay in minute wise.
Oh shit!
Wait.
Damn,
what
bro.
I'm saying?
Holy.
Hey, you could have done this earlier in the season.
Wait, time out, bro.
I think if you guys want to make this just as crazy as you can, I think that'd be sick.
I like it.
Not sick for you guys. I would love watching it. Though.
I know
would love
exactly. So,
watching
and
it.
my cap-
Wait, so what's this whole minute thing?
so he's saying like if we for instance,
So if you
there's
got
a six game difference right now.
Right.
It would be 6 minutes you had to stay in the water.
Why don't we just do an ice bath? Like one of those things?
I'm just trying to make it Buffalo.
I think
man.
he's
Wouldn't
making
be
it Buffalo.
dope seeing it
pool
snowing.
would be cool.
Yeah.
Pool would be cool.
I just don't know.
Like to
I
set
can't think
the
of whose
scene the
pool.
best.
My
Best.
pool is closed.
Open
I don't
it
even
up.
have a pool.
Jackie's
man.
pool is closed.
But you know what?
We'll
Lake
figure something
Ontario is
out.
wide open.
That's what that would suck.
let's go over to Niagara Falls.
Yo,
Okay,
you didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I was about to say, bro, wait, time out. I was like, you know what, dude? Never mind, bro. We can't do this. But McKenna says she's still tuned in, by the way. Super impressive. 'cause
So
this
like
is-
a pool.
this
But
is-
I don't know whose pool is open.
She had. Well, hold on. Time out.
You gotta know
She
somebody.
made a suggestion. She said wear shorts to a snow game. I thought about.
That's
I've
too
had
long
one in
for
my
me. I
head.
don't know when that's gonna
I've
happen.
had one in my head. You go to a cold game. We'll piggyback off what she says.
Take
here.
her shirt off for a quarter.
No.
Okay.
You take your shirt off. You have like, I'll give you like, what are those? Like when girls wear those? Oh God, what's it? Dude, what is it called? Like what the ballerinas wear? Like the little skirt things. Like the you know how you get like the colored ones? Like you could
A
do like
tutu.
you could do like
A
the
tutu.
tutu.
Yeah.
You can wear a little Bill's blue tutu, no shirt.
I owned one of those before.
If you're
Spirit Day.
If you're wearing a blue tutu, you got to either have the red leggings or the blue leggings on, but you got no shirt. You got to wear a tutu
For the
And-
whole game.
at the whole game. You go in like that.
That's cold, man. That's gonna be.
That's
cold.
worse than the pool one or the lake one.
And it better be a game that the Bills just have you jumping up and down. Because
Can I wear gloves?
Travis, you realize I might have to do this, and if history
I'm
repeats
just saying
itself,
if.
I am the one that has to do this. Yeah, I'll give you gloves, just like you gave me blue cheese. I'll give you gloves. I like this. This time he's like kind of like, remember when we did the
He's kinda
wings?
bought in, he's gonna
You know, like when we did the wings, and I immediately knew for some reason it was going to be me, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Can I do blue cheese?" I feel like he kind of has a feeling it might be him.
So that means you're gonna have a comeback.
So are we doing this or are we doing this?
Well, we have two of
You
them out
guys
there.
got to talk about it, man. You can come.
We
up
have
with
some cold games coming up.
Like,
Hey, I was just asking if there's any thoughts going into it. You ain't got to make a decision today.
no decision has to be made today.
We got two
You
thoughts.
got to start thinking about it though. Because before you know it, it's gonna be week 18.
Yeah, and we're already halfway through.
Yeah, he was
We've
already
only had
milking
one
the other one.
stipulation. That one sucked. But yeah, well, I think next week we'll have a decision. We'll put it on the podcast.
Why don't
and
you
we'll,
do a poll for the week?
yeah, I will. I'll put
We'll
one up
do-
after this.
We'll do an Instagram.
I'll put one up
poll.
after this. I'm glad we got into the stipulation talk because we didn't even really ask Jack and Ben what we should do
No, we didn't.
because we already had one decided at that point. That kind of made it tough. But yeah, that's
All right.
that's that.
That's it.
That's that.
Those are the two.
All right, this is my favorite segment because it's the only one that I can get Travis on. Who's the man? Yeah. Who's the man? Obviously, I'm coming off of a victorious week. I'm 5 for 5. Travis is 4 for 5. Travis, you have help this time. All right. John is on your team this time because I figured, you know what, you're coming off of a loss. You need assistance more than me.
Can I push him?
You
So
can. You sure can.
so
Can I push his head underwater?
be careful, man,
Jeez.
because we don't need to talk about heads. I slammed my head off the table last
Oh,
week.
how you
I'm still
feeling,
trying to
He said he didn't even feel it.
I didn't feel
See,
it.
this is one of those things where he's milking it.
I didn't feel it.
He didn't
I
feel
didn't
it.
feel it.
Dude, you had the biggest fucking bump on your head. Is that why you got the beanie on?
Nah,
covered
bro.
up?
I
Little protection.
got a little tired of wearing the
Oh,
Bills Sabres hat.
I walked into a wall.
You pulled a Kanye.
Travis, I feel like I think I started this off last week. Why don't you and John get me here and we'll roll right into this.
Hey, these two have been on the same page the whole show.
Yeah,
Apparently,
so
man.
This could be where I get my first loss.
It's in between.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Okay. I'm gonna let you.
I know what player he's gonna say first.
I have a feeling.
Alabama. I'm gonna just say Reggie Ragland.
That is not the guy I thought he was gonna say first. It is not Reggie Ragland.
You like that?
I love that guess. I love that guess.
Not the guy that I thought you were gonna say.
Okay.
No,
You
we
give me number
forgot-
2.
We forgot a timer again.
Oh yeah. Well,
Well, it's only on the 5th one.
Okay.
can you give me number?
Okay,
You gonna give me
last.
number 2 here?
Oh, I thought you were still guessing for number 1.
No, dude. I got it wrong. I got it.
Buffalo Bills undrafted free agent. See, now this is where it can be a couple of guys.
This could be a couple of guys. Robert Foster.
Son of a bitch.
I knew he was gonna
I
get
thought you
it.
were gonna pick Levi
Yeah.
Wallace. I thought you were gonna go Levi. Why didn't you go Levi?
I don't know. I was thinking
He's
Robert
undrafted out of
Foster.
Alabama.
The first thing I heard
He
when I
would've-
heard that was Robert Foster.
He would have probably guessed by like
Just go through the 5 facts. So I guess
played
on
for the
fact
Bills, Dolphins, Cowboys, Packers. He has 3 touchdowns. Undrafted in 2018. Caught Allen's 75-yard touchdown versus the Jags.
Oh, that would have.
Well, yeah, because that
way nicer than I am.
that was the 5th pick. Robert Foster.
You're a lot nicer than I am, bro. 'Cause I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna have to start heating up with these picks.
You are, because
I thought you had it this week.
I think John's gonna really help you here.
I thought you had him.
Levi Wallace.
Wow. All right, he got me there.
Show over.
All right,
That's funny.
who's the man? Chris Greiner edition. Fact number 1: played for the Bills for 10 seasons.
Got a lot of
He's a
options.
lifer.
Got a lot of options.
It's a lot of options.
10 seasons. Marcel Darius.
Not even close.
Marcel Darius was I already guessed him a couple podcasts.
Marcel Darius played for the Bills for maybe 6, 7 seasons
That's
max.
little 4 seasons off. It's not Kyle Williams.
Let me know when you guys want fact number 2.
Nah, no way he's throwing out my favorite Bill of all time. He knows that too. He wouldn't have done that.
What?
Kyle Williams, my favorite.
Nah.
It's
Remember I
not
told
Kyle
you
Yeah,
that?
but I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that one.
When is he going to be in the Ring of Honor?
It's got to be soon, right? You
Yeah, it's
got to.
gotta
I mean,
be.
that's
I like almost have to be there.
you have to be there.
That's, yeah.
You can't miss
I
that.
forgot when me and my fiance were watching. They were talking about someone getting inducted in the Ring of Honor. I'm like, who the hell is going to be the next?
It's got to be a guy.
10
like
years
Kyle.
is so vague, dude. I can go through.
Just
10.
go number 1. Just go number 2.
Went to Mississippi State.
See, I'm not good with colleges like that.
You hear Mississippi State, you're like, oh, Dak Prescott.
Mississippi State, 10 seasons. Watch this also be an undrafted guy.
Well, we might as well just roll into fact number 3
Of
here.
course.
Because it is an undrafted guy.
Yeah.
Drafted in the first round of the
Oh.
1996 draft.
19. See,
Well, taking you back.
I'm definitely going 1980s, 1990s next podcast.
You can't go 80s, bro.
96.
96 draft.
96.
96.
Now, see, this is where I think John's head's going to start rolling because
Maybe.
I'm
if he could-
I'm a 2003 baby, so
drafted by the Bills, by the
no one
way.
was born yet.
Drafted. I'll give you that.
Wow.
Drafted by the Bills too in '96.
96 first round, 10 seasons. Mississippi
I think.
State.
I think.
So
fact
he retired in 2000.
2006. So he had a 10-year career.
He had a 10-year career, and he did not retire. I don't think he retired with the Bills, but he spent. He was drafted by the Bills.
1996 Mississippi State, 10 seasons.
Trying to think of a 2006 roster.
3 years after baby Travis.
Dude, I got nothing for 96.
I don't know.
He played for a total of 3 NFL teams.
That doesn't help,
See, I'm a lot nicer.
right? The 96 really threw me
Well,
off because you.
I'm going to be honest with you. You
like,
deserve this week because you couldn't get Reed Ferguson last week. I went with an
Yeah.
active Bills player on the roster,
Fan favorite.
He is
a fan favorite, and actually had some facts that I thought was going to give it away. The Blake Ferguson brother fact, I thought for sure.
So he
gonna give
was
it away.
off the Bills in 2006, but played for 3 other teams.
He played, and it was like after he left the Bills, it was 1 year with one team, 1 year with another team.
That's the 4th pick. All right, I guess give me the 5th because I'm not.
I think this might give this one away. Second on all-time Bills receiving
Moulds.
list, Eric Moulds.
Eric Moulds.
Eric
Holy
Moulds.
shit, they got it.
If that's
That was a good one.
96 really threw me off there. Yeah, that last one gave it away. I think a lot of Bills fans know he's second.
But I think honestly, had I not done that one, I think Travis might have gotten him again. Travis,
So-
Yeah, he might. Did you know that, Travis?
Eric Moulds. I would have went probably through the receivers like Lee Evans, Eric Moulds. I probably would have went through.
Well, knew it wasn't Lee Evans.
No, not Lee Evans, but
Bonus. Who was the 3 teams?
bonus to 3 teams.
Eric Moulds.
I know 2 of them.
Packers.
I think so.
Packers is the
Take a
second one.
look. 'Cause I didn't have that written down. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Tennessee was 2.
There's 3 teams.
There's 3 teams. Bills.
I can't
Packers,
remember, I can't remember
Titans?
the 3rd.
Let me go play around and help you guys with that real quick.
Eric Moulds was my guy, too.
He so Bills Texans. Looks like the Texans. And the 3rd team was Tennessee. So
Oh,
he went
Tennessee,
Buffalo,
Texans.
played for the Bills, drafted in 96, left the Bills in the 2006 offseason, played for Tennessee for 1 season, and then Houston for 1 season, then left them, played a year with Tennessee. Started all 16 games with them, too.
I don't remember I remember Tennessee, though.
And he actually didn't really do much for either of those teams.
Yeah, once he left the Bills, that was kind of it for him.
That appears that way. I go 6 for 6, man.
I almost wish 1996 wasn't in there because I had no clue when he was drafted.
Because you think, like, that's so long, but it throws you off.
It threw me off. Like, maybe if you had something else in there, I'd have been leaning more towards him. Nah,
I respect it. You
19
dude. As soon as I said second on all, I almost didn't even get it out of my mouth.
second
Like,
all
Eric
time, I have
Moulds.
no Eric Moulds.
Eric
yeah.
Moulds.
He was really that guy, though.
He was.
He was.
He was. He really was that guy. You know,
He was that man.
he.
Who is that?
Who's the man? Well, Eric Moulds was the man, and so was apparently Robert Foster this week. Chris Griner feeling
Yeah,
like the man
Travis-
for getting that guess
Travis,
too.
you got to
Travis
work on
is
that,
sick
man.
about that, bro.
You
You
got to
can't-
work on that.
Eric Moulds. So what I'm gonna sit here and say is, if you go like some guy from the '80s that I've never heard of, I'll be only a little bit ticked off because Eric Moulds is
I don't care.
Eric Moulds is one of the best receivers to
I
play for
get
the
it.
Buffalo
I
Bills in
understand. I
their
understand.
history.
I understand.
I mean, next
I
week
hear ya.
next week I'll give you another probably solid one.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to work on yours, Travis.
We gotta
That
work
one
on
was-
Maybe next week we ought to get you some assistance
Yeah.
on that.
Okay.
He's like
So for our next segment, let's go on to the trade deadline.
trade deadline.
So big day for the NFL and the NFL world. Not a good trade deadline, just like last year. Last year was popping.
Last year there was, what, 11?
This
11
year,
trades?
yeah, and there were big names too. This year, there were some big names. Not really. It was kind of depressing.
Wait, are we saying that this year's worse than last year's trade deadline?
I thought last year's was pretty
In
good.
terms of, like, moves, like, transactions.
Oh,
Yeah, like
I- I thought
last year was pretty good.
Who were some of the big names moved last year?
CMC.
Chris-
Like I know
McCaffrey,
CMC, Aaron,
Warren.
the year before was Von Miller to the
The
Rams, but
Rams.
CMC. But like I thought this year had some. I mean, Montez Sweat and Chase Young. That was.
There's some impactful ones.
I said that was. That
I
was
thought
big.
last year was pretty exciting though.
No, it was definitely. I'd say
Last year
more
was just
exciting.
like NBA. It was like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the Bills
This year
had me
you had to
mad.
wait until like 3:00 until like 6 trades went through.
So the Bills had me mad because last year they waited until almost damn near last minute to get some trades. And you know what's funny is when you listen to the trade deadline and you hear about teams that failed to get the trades in time. They had accepted trades that didn't get in time. I don't know if you heard the Giants had an accepted trade for Adoree Jackson, I believe, to go to San Fran. and they didn't get the trade
This
in
year?
time.
Yeah.
Like if you're the player for that team, if you're a Dory Jackson right now,
You're like,
how do you go back to practice next day like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
fuck you, bro, because you guys had me traded yesterday, and now I'm here for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Like, doesn't that got to feel some sort of like way if you're a Dory Jackson?
it almost has to.
Like-
yeah,
Like, why is that not getting talked about, bro? Like, they literally failed. Joe Schoen, he's rookie general manager, right? Well, young general manager
Mhm.
last year was his first year, but come on, bro. That's you dropped the ball on that one. You got to get that trade in on time. That's crazy.
You imagine though
That's crazy.
the Niners make the move for Chase Young and Adoree Jackson?
That's a team that wants to win, man.
That'd be
The team that wants
They
to
were
win.
in on Jalen Johnson, even though he didn't get moved.
So,
But
I
they're
don't-
giving the Bills a
I'm gonna
run
s-
for his money.
I think you have in the notes. You put Jalen Johnson. You said the Bears asking price a little bit too high.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bears. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the Bears asking price was too high. I think the problem is that Jalen Johnson has a very lofty expectation of what his contract is supposed to look like after
That's
this
true.
year. And I think that's why they're having, because the Bears and Jalen can't agree to terms on a contract. But that also leads me to believe that there's no other team that also wants to take on Jalen right now for what he believes he's worth. I think
He's
I heard
24.
that he's expecting to get upwards to $15 million a year. Well, where would that put him on the quarterback list? That would probably put him up there with guys like, it has to put him up there with guys like Jalen Ramsey making money like that. Like Jair Alexander, that's a tough. Like Jalen Johnson's nice, but
Ain't
is
that-
he
ain't-
is he
15 million nice?
superstar corner nice? I don't know about that. So I just wanted to highlight that. I just don't think the Bears were asking for too much. I think they wanted like 2 day 2 picks or something like that. Now if for a guy like Jalen Johnson, you could sign me up all day for that, but his asking price for a contract is pretty high. So I think that's why he didn't get moved.
Let's run down through the list of the not just trade deadline trades, but 2023 trades. So we got Chase Young going to San Fran, Montez Sweat, Chicago, Leonard Williams to Seattle, Kevin Byard to Philly, Ezra Cleveland to Jacksonville, Josh Dobbs to Minnesota, Donovan Peoples-Jones to Detroit, Rasul Douglas to Buffalo, Kentavious Streets to Atlanta, Mecole Hardman back to KC, Randy Gregory, 49ers, J.C. Jackson back to New England, Chase Claypool as a tight end to Miami, Van Jefferson to Atlanta, and Cam Akers to Minnesota. What was your favorite move other than the Douglas
Damn it.
move?
My favorite move is probably Chase Young to the 49ers. They, like we said earlier, got him. They stole him. He's obviously coming off of he tore his ACL. He's coming off that ACL injury. He just doesn't really appear to be the same player as what I feel like he was before his injury. But if he is anything like how he was, a third-round pick's a steal for a guy like that. And the 49ers defense is already one of the best defenses in the league. To get a guy like Chase Young and play him opposite side of
That a
Bosa,
couple of weeks ago, Randy Gregory too.
that's a good defensive line, man. That's a tough defensive line. If he plays, like I said, even half of what he was when he was healthy, that's a problem. And if you get half the production for a third-round pick for a guy like that, sign me up all day.
I think in terms of needs, Mecole Hardman back to KC is actually really big. They don't have a receiver.
They
They
don't.
have Rice. He's okay. Kelsey's still there. Getting somebody that already knows the
Now when Taylor
playbook.
Swift's not attending.
Yeah.
Swiftie.
I think that one's huge, and I think honestly both of the Niners moves.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a team that just wants to win.
Right.
I mean, you bring in these players; they might only have them both for this 1 year, but they're going for it. So
Yeah, they want to win a Super Bowl.
I think that's what's most frustrating this year for the Bills is
They
we made a move, but
Right.
we didn't go for it like Philly and San Fran.
Yeah, they both of them are going for it. I guess a positive way to look at it is like you got Philly and San Fran going for it, but you didn't really see anybody in the AFC
Mm-hmm.
really shoot out and go for it. So I guess as a fan of a team in the AFC, it makes me feel a little bit better that like the Chiefs didn't go out there and make some crazy move. Luckily the Dolphins stayed content because they just
Jets
seemed to pull-
tried.
The Jets
Jets
tried, but
tried hard.
Hear what they tried for?
they tried for Devontae Adams and Mike Evans. The Dolphins just piss me off because you want to talk about a team that just appears like Cap's not a real thing. Like I would have, if you would have told me a couple years ago Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey would be on the Dolphins, I'd have told you that you were bullshitting me. And here we are. Like I'm surprised they didn't trade for fucking Chase Young or something, dude.
Mhm.
Like
I would have been
honestly,
so mad.
like obviously they made a move last year at the deadline, a pretty big one. They went out and got Bradley Chubb
Bradley
from
Chubb.
the Broncos. That was a pretty big one. The Broncos really didn't do
They didn't do much
week.
selling.
All week, all you heard was, well, They might entertain trading Surtain, or it sounds like
Jerry
Judy or
Cortland
Cortland Sutton.
Sutton.
One of those two will definitely be gone.
Jewel.
None of them are gone.
Sean Payton was telling us.
I love that he just brought up Josie Jewell. I had it like written in my head that he was going to be a Buffalo Bill.
I like him, dude.
I really did. I mean, his low cap hit, I think around $2 million maybe. Still on the younger side,
Yeah.
and
Under 30 for sure. So.
he kind of fits what we do, but I'm okay with them not making a move at linebacker.
We're
But
playing okay.
It would have been cool. I would have liked to
Right.
see him here.
You know, it's just crazy because like with Bills trading for Rasul Douglas, that's not a guy I would have had circled. When I saw it, I was at work and I actually did get a little excited because I was like, oh, dude, like he's a turnover machine. The guy's been a turnover machine. So I was kind of hyped when I heard that we traded for him. I know, Travis, you kind of said like your thoughts were like, guys, it's all right. I just thought for a 3rd round pick and then they get a 5th round pick back and him.
That's before I heard about the 5th round pick. I was like, okay, for a 3rd, we could have done better on our end. But seeing that we got the 5th, which Bean will probably turn the 5th into something else that we'll be pretty happy about, I'm okay with it.
Well, as I say, he'll probably use that 5th round pick to draft another receiver or something that you buy into all the time.
They also do get a 3rd round pick for Tremaine.
So they don't really lose.
So you still
That's
have
true.
your 3rd,
And now,
but
I mean, Rasul Douglas, assuming that he'll probably play next season for the Bills, he's under contract.
2 years.
I mean, you get maybe 2 years of production out of a solid corner. I mean, when Trey White's out, there's no doubt in my mind that Rasul Douglas is going to be the best corner on the Bills roster.
Yep.
But Christian Benford's going to be a damn. Now that Christian Benford can really just focus on being a number 2 cornerback with Rasul Douglas in the room, I mean I think they're gonna piggyback well off of each other, those two. I think that makes me feel more comfortable than Dane Jackson for sure.
yeah, the only thing McDermott loves Dane Jackson.
He does love Dane Jackson.
I
Dane
think-
Jackson will be out there against
Yes,
the Cincinnati
I think
Bengals.
you'll see a rotation to start, but I hate the Rasul Douglas trade. I hate it.
Oh,
left
field.
Yeah, it's my little hot take. I saw it and I'm like, I think it was forced almost. Like they felt-
Jalen Johnson's not there. Oh, we better go to another NFC.
Yep. It felt forced.
North
It felt
team.
like, we got to do something. I mean, you're getting a 30-year-old corner, which is a veteran Elam in my eyes.
Oh.
And they're thinking about shutting down Elam for the rest of the season.
Lanky, very aggressive. I mean, you look at his penalties. I kind of looked through it. Nothing too crazy. He has been fined multiple times.
So you think it's another corner that just doesn't fit the Bills' scheme?
I don't think he necessarily fits what he likes to do for the scheme. I think he's very aggressive. I think we're going to see that. I just don't like it. I truly, and I keep saying it, I think he is a veteran Elam.
That's a good take. I
Okay.
respect it.
But, I mean, I think it's going to work. It just felt so forced. I hate it.
It
I
did.
hated that it felt forced.
With that being said, though, what's the deal with Elam now?
I cannot believe he's still a Bill.
I thought he was going to get traded. Like,
Yeah.
on my Twitter feed, Indianapolis was
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
connected to him, but he
Yeah,
didn't- he
Bean
didn't
said
end
in
up
his
getting moved.
conference today that they're not going to give up on him. Of course, you're the GM. You gotta say stuff like that. I did hear that they're thinking about shutting him down for the rest of the season with his ankle. I don't understand what they're trying to do with him. I don't think anybody understands what they're trying to do with him right now.
I truly think he's not a bad player.
I don't think he's a bad player either.
He's not a bad player. He
you
just doesn't
look-
fit what the Bills are doing.
Look at his game logs. I think his worst game was against the Jags, and he gave up 4 or 5 catches for under 70 yards.
Right,
and the only thing
let's-
that will make you play better is
Is
to
if you
actually
play.
play the
Play.
game,
let's
not
cut,
being inactive every
Mhm.
single week.
let's cut him a little bit of slack. The guy's in and out of the lineup
Yeah.
constantly. He's apparently dealing with a nagging ankle injury.
Playing with his
You
emotions.
pointed out the game that he got cooked was against Calvin Ridley and the Jaguars.
Yeah.
And that's a week that we talked about all the Bills players getting the short end of the stick as far as travel time.
I mean, you look at his game logs. He's produced every time he's been on the field. But like Travis said, he just doesn't play. I mean, they seem to hate him almost.
It's like
Right.
I say, they give him the rookie treatment
It's weird.
in year 2.
Mhm.
It's weird because he showed up big in some big moments last year, like
Pat
where he had a Pat
Mahomes,
Mahomes interception.
Tua.
He got an interception.
Tua, sorry.
He got an interception on Skylar Thompson in the
Skylar
playoffs.
Thompson.
So
So he showed up when it was big, when the lights were big.
Mm-hmm.
Just unfortunately, nobody showed up in the Cincinnati playoff game.
No, that's just.
Speaking of the Cincinnati game, we got to break that game down, man. There's a lot to talk about, and that really jumps into our keys to the game. And I'm just gonna roll with my biggest one, and it's the same thing that the Bills did last week, and that's get everybody involved in offense. I'm gonna be honest with you, the offense has to start off hot. Like, they have to roll out hot. You can't have this game where you stall in the first half and then don't score many, if any, points. You need to score, and you need to score often. I'm not looking for these 8-minute, 9-minute drives where you go down the field, you control the time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a big, when the Bills win the toss, I'm a big defer and get the ball in the second half. But if the Bills win the toss, I almost want to see them receive, go down the field, score a touchdown, and never get behind against the Cincinnati Bengals team, because I do not want to see the Bills play from behind. Get the offense involved, roll out hot. I want to see no huddle. I want to see no huddle offense. I don't want to see this tempo offense. And again, let Josh be Josh. It's the same thing as last week, same recipe, just a harder team.
I want to see us do this week the exact opposite we did in that playoff game. Again, you're going up against a trio of T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd. Do not, and I repeat, do not play 5 to 7 yards off. Just no.
Right.
This is not the game to play zone.
Well, the problem is that the Bills play a crazy zone defense.
It is.
So they're going to play zone.
They're going to
defense.
play zone, but if there's a team,
Just get in their faces a little bit.
Get in their faces. Get a little grabby. Is that why we brought Rasul Douglas in? Because he is a more physical corner, and we're playing against a trio like this? Maybe so. But I repeat, do not sit back on your toes 5 to 7 yards and let them get a 5 to 7 yard gain every single play, because Joe Burrow will pick your defense apart.
Well, Joe Burrow, I will say this just because I have this down, and I was looking at this on PFF, is Joe Burrow, whether you blitz him, you stay content, you don't blitz him, or you give him time to throw the football, will shred your defense apart regardless. This guy is a tough guy to win against when he's healthy. Like, it's tough. It's tough. It certainly does not help when you play 5 yards off of some of the best receivers in football. So I'll agree to that.
Yeah, you got to win the turnover battle. If there's going to be a turnover to have, fumble, something. You got to win the turnover battle. Got to win the special teams battle. Minus last week, our special teams have been piss poor.
Yeah.
Our punt coverage has been just terrible. Like Travis said, the defense, if you have to, roll Poyer up. If you're going to play a zone, roll him up, put him in a flat, and let Bernard take the middle of the field. If you let Jamar start catching 2, 3, 4 passes, the game's going to be over.
Right.
They're going to go down the field in no time.
So it's funny you say that, because I have the reason I agree that you can get away with Jordan Poyer playing in the box a lot this week is the Bengals passed the ball 65.58% of their snaps, meaning they barely run the goddamn
You almost want them to run the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and Joe Mixon has not been looking like Joe Mixon.
Throw Poyer in the box, and threaten this team to run the football, because I'm telling you right now, they're not gonna. They're going to pass the football, and the Bills are a better defense if Jordan Poyer plays in the box against the Bengals, if you had to ask me. So I agree with. That's why when we were talking about that, I agree with that. I really do. I really think that dime look will give you a better look this week against the Bengals.
Even if you have them if they're in an empty set or an obvious passing down, if you detach them from the box, Bernard is smart and quick enough to play the middle of the field. Let him roam. Poyer almost had 2 picks, and that should have had 2 picks.
He should have. Yeah.
In this last game, he's a ball hawk. You got to play him opposite side of Teron Johnson, though. Them two on opposite sides.
That's tough to stop.
I would almost entice them to run the ball on that.
Right.
They both can come up and hit.
Absolutely.
D-line has to be big. They got to win in the trenches.
No, I agree.
Starts there.
I agree. The defensive line, to me, ever since obviously losing DeQuan Jones, and then Greg Rousseau, to me, has taken a little bit of a step back, if you had to ask me, since
Crazy pace for 10 sacks.
Since he got injured. Leonard Floyd still seems to be playing like the same Leonard Floyd that we've been used to all year. Defensive line seems like they're taking a little bit of a step back. Von Miller still does not look like Von, but at the same time, I expect I expect as we move on, his snap count's probably going to go up more, and he'll get more comfortable.
I think he was around 40% this last game of snaps.
I think you'll see a little bit more this week. I'd hope. So we'll see. But I do want to talk about offensive side of the ball real quick. Get Dalton Kincaid and Shakir. Keep them on the field a lot more than you have. Dalton Kincaid's coming off of a game where he played 83% of the snaps last week. That was obviously expected. He was the only healthy tight end on the roster. Again, that seems like it's going to be the same thing this week. I don't know if you saw the picture of practice day, the tight end group. I don't know who it was. It might have been Sal Capaccio posted it. He was like, oh, here's what the tight end group looks like today, and it's just Dalton Kincaid standing there with the tight ends coach.
Yep.
That was what the tight end room looks like, and that's what it is going to look like probably on Sunday against the Bengals. And then you got Shakir, who played 66% of the snaps, which was, I believe, a career high for him. He set a lot of career highs that game, 92 yards being the biggest one, 6 receptions being another one. He also played the most snaps he's played in the game last week. So continue to do that. And Josh, this is the biggest one for me on offense. Josh got the ball out in 2.27 seconds last week. Meaning we were not going for the big home run plays all the time. Continue to get the ball out quick. Like that's needless to say. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson's a solid defensive end. Don't give him time to get after Josh. The good news is he's coming off of Deion Dawkins' side, and Deion Dawkins is coming off of so far a career year. And I don't know if Deion Dawkins is credited with giving a sack yet. So I think get the ball out quick, and I think we'll be fine if we get the ball out quick and we do everything I just said.
I'd love to see Kincaid still work out of the attached tight end position. If you can get him matched up on, no offense to, pretty sure, what's it, Britt, something like that, their linebacker. I know it's like a double name.
Cam Taylor.
Taylor Britt.
Yeah.
Taylor Britt, yeah.
He's a really nice player, but there's no shot he can, even in a zone look, cannot. He just can't hang with Kincaid.
Taylor Britt can't. Pratt definitely can't either.
I would just love to see him work, chip, go, whatever. But I think Kincaid, I'll say this. If the Bills win the game, I think you see Kincaid with his career high in catches and yards.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Lock it in. There's something to put on the board.
You said Kincaid career high in yards and catches?
Mm-hmm.
So he had 75. His career so far 75 yards. How many catches did he have for that? 6?
Thought it was 6. I don't know.
We'll put it down for 7 catches. For more than 75 yards, yeah.
Once it's on the board, it doesn't get erased.
Men either look really good or really bad. It's just, you know what I mean?
So far, the guys that have been on that board have looked good. 2 for 2 on the board, so let's see. This could be 3 for 3.
We'll see.
Bengals are allowing this is the biggest thing. I just broke it down in the last 3 games. Bengals' last 3 games are allowing 16.7 points. The defense is playing a lot better. And the Bills are allowing 18.7 points in their last 3. I just thought that was kind of a little bit of a cool snap. The other thing is while we're saying get the ball out quick and spread the love, don't shy away from the run this game. The Bengals are allowing 5 yards a carry.
You can run the ball.
So run the ball against this team because it's a team you can get away with doing that. So I want to see running the football as a big thing. Get Latavius Murray involved. I think Latavius Murray and James Cook.
Lenny Fournette?
I don't know.
Not yet.
I saw a press conference, the little press conference with Lenny today. He did mention that it's a similar playbook to what he's used to, but as far as like the pass concepts and stuff like that, it's going to take him a couple of weeks to really get that down.
We can wait.
I don't think we see him. He looks big and great, but I just don't think we see him this week.
Keep feeding James Cook, man.
100%.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
Feed Cook and Latavius Murray. Give him a couple of carries too, because he's getting the job done as well.
Yeah, he's got to be used on the goal line.
100%.
They do not have the
I formation
firepower up front.
I formation and just hand the ball. Like, dude, don't do this shotgun shit.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Where's Gilliam been?
He tried.
just quiet.
He tried on the goal line. Didn't get in.
I know.
But yeah, you're
I
right.
feel
Where
like-
has he been?
Right. I feel like watching this offense last year, he was on the field a lot more than
They were
we're
using
seeing.
him.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball in the flat.
He's a very capable player. I will say that.
He is.
He's a nice guy to have on the offense.
He's a little bit of a weapon. But yeah, like those are all my keys to the game. I think it's a very winnable game for the Bills, but I could see it easily slipping away from them.
I agree.
Like I said, I really don't think
You can't let the Bengals hang around for too long. You
Yeah,
have to really
but the
punch them in the
problem-
mouth
the
and
problem
keep
with-
punching.
The problem with the Bengals is they are going to hang around. Like
Yeah.
they're. I think the Bengals, if you had to ask me when they're healthy, I think the Bengals are a better football team than the Chiefs by far. This is probably when they're healthy. I mean, they're the only AFC team that the Bills haven't slain yet, as far as like being a big contender. This is probably one of the best AFC teams in the AFC. If you had to ask me when they're healthy, I think that's clear as day. They've got one of the
Which
best,
they are healthy.
and they're healthy and they're rolling.
And they're back.
And the Bills, they're gonna they get a fair shot at them here.
Mm-hmm.
In their house.
I just think I think the task is too tough for the Bills, man. I'm nervous.
Okay.
But I would be very happy next week if I'm on this podcast and I'm wrong.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
100%.
100%. But you guys got anything you want to add from the Bills-Bengals game?
No. I think we've said it all.
I think we
Don't
have.
punt.
Don't punt on 4th down and 1, 4th and 2, and 3rd one.
Midfield to plus territory, you gotta go.
Sam
You can take the week off.
I was like, Sam, obviously coming off of one of his better days as a Buffalo Bill,
He
one
pinned
of his
those
more
punts.
used days, pinned the punts. But we just hope we don't see you that much this game, buddy. We
It's
really
always
hope we
good
don't.
not to see your punter.
It is good.
Yeah.
It is good. I like seeing him in warm-ups, but that's about the only thing. But, hey, another really successful episode of BillsAholic Pod. Thank you, John, for coming on.
Yes, sir.
Much
Thanks for having me, man.
appreciated.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you on. I'm sure McKenna enjoyed watching it. She stayed tuned for pretty much the whole entire thing, I believe.
Mhm.
So, yeah, as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the thing around. I know there's Bills fans that want to hear us chop it up. And as always, go Bills.
Go
Go
Bills.
Bills, baby.